Alright, brothers, we are heading into the arena. A blood sports event between the VTuber known as Leaflit and another VTuber by the name of Ava Love. Okay, so apparently this is going to be a debate on the topic of abortion. So really this should be a 5-minute debate. Abortion is evil, it's wrong, it is murder. Anyone who argues to the contrary of that is doing so primarily on the basis of convenience, and they don't want to just admit that what they're doing is immoral and horrible and wrong, so they're going to come up with all sorts of convoluted ways to try to explain why it's not that bad. No, guys, it's just a clump of cells. It's just a clump of cells, guys. No, you have the right to murder a baby because it's inconvenient after all. So anyway, I don't know what this debate is going to be like. I honestly haven't really seen Leaflit debate all that much. I don't know who Ava Love is, but yeah, we're gonna be diving in deep. I can only imagine what a debate like this is going to look like. But I have to say, I am rooting for Leaflit because I think Leaflit is going to be taking the position against abortion. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. I don't know how long this is going to go, but we'll take a look.
Wait, what is that? Oh, I was on their stream. I always get like no sleep. No, I had sleep. I always get really nervous before these. Like, to be honest, like it feels kind of like a real duel to me. You know,
a real duel. Okay.
I've always felt that.
All right, let's take a look at Leaflit's opponent to see if it's justified and warranted. Let's take a look. Who is Leaflit's opponent? Stop right up.
Someone asked you.
Let's see. Who?
First time watching here because Lana's speaking so highly of you. Thank you, Caddy Wampus. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, who is it?
My first Leaf stream, but YouTube enjoyer. At that time, I saw the D&D horror story. Made it AI song.
Okay, come on. Let's get to this. Let's get to the main event. Who is the opponent? Oh, good God! What is this thing?
Yeah, however you want. Okay.
What? I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. Huh?
So what's up? You were I think the only thing I know you from is you were on that Dawn thing, right? The Nyara debate kind of looked over everything. Yeah.
Oh,
I remember that.
Yeah. Hold on.
I mean, before we start, I mean, it was.
Wait.
You were a huge weeb too. Just making sure.
Just it's a different reference. It's a guy. Why is it a guy? No. Oh, good. Oh, all right.
Presentation of me. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a character.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I lost my train of thought. Jeez.
Sorry.
Okay, so my profile is mostly focused on different types of media, whether that be anime, gaming, sometimes political stuff with like streaming or like actual like politics-based stuff. I'm very focused on intellectual discussions and having productive conversations. And you wanted to debate, so
yeah,
I guess, yeah.
I thought you were a huge weeb too.
Oh, I mean, I kind of am, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm a huge weeb.
Before we start with any like debate,
yeah.
So like I was reading up on like your VTuber wiki. And like, I guess to keep like more in like character,
yeah, what's up?
I heard that you were friends with like Shirelia and like worked on a couple a couple characters in like Riot, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Played League of
thanks.
Legends back then. I was a Katarina main, so all the characters you pretty much had a hand in.
That's awesome.
Dreaded, hated.
I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm completely out of my depth on this. I have no clue. They're speaking. Might as well be Egyptian.
It was there, and
oh yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. What the hell? What
You're debating me now.
Here and there, like I had my back and forth with her.
Yeah,
but
it was really different because like things were a lot smaller back then, right?
Before we start with any like your so all the characters you pretty much had a hand in. That's awesome. Dreaded, hated going against.
Yep.
Okay.
And I just wanted, I guess, to get your thoughts and stuff on like how the work environment was there. And
oh yeah, sure. I mean, I could talk about that if you want, whenever. Like it's whenever you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty good experience. I don't know. It was like it was really different because like things were a lot smaller back then, right?
What are we doing? I thought
when I was working there, there was
being bad faith here.
Okay, that's good.
Make that clear to y'all.
You can talk about that if you want, whenever. Like it's whenever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
I mean, it was a pretty good experience. I don't know. It was like
okay.
It was really different because like things were a lot smaller back then, right?
Sure. Okay.
When I was working there, it was a really small company, so
okay.
Not really anything like it is now, right? Because it was wild. Like shit was crazy. There's people pissing in fridges and stuff. It was insane.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe that. I thought that was cool, and I wanted to start up there. Just wanted to make it known to you and your audience that I just don't have intentions of being bad faith here.
Okay, that's good.
Make that clear to y'all.
That sounds good.
Primarily, I only speak for myself. I understand I will be seen as a representative of trans people and stuff. So,
well, are you?
Well, I mean, not necessarily, but
I
like people are going to take it
slimes.
that way. So, based. Yes. I mean, based.
Yeah, actually,
I represent all Clinton George. So.
Oh god.
So are you like friends with Nyara, or I don't know what's your relationship with?
Friends? I wouldn't say. I mean, like we're chill, but like we don't.
Oh god.
We're not like friends or anything. I'm not friends with her in Discord or.
You're not friends with every trans person.
No, of course not. No, absolutely not. I mean, like we have our back and forth here and there. Like, I have my back and forth with her.
Yeah.
But it's just on stuff that I actually like, just have gripes on, like fiction and stuff like that usually.
Okay,
but
got it.
Typically, I'm supportive on like Nyara's stuff, and I know she's like a rage baiter, so.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm supportive of Nyara's stuff. Nyara is the one. That's the trans VTuber that can't shut the fuck up about kids. By the way, so just we're coming in hot. We're coming in hot. We're radioactive. Nyara is the trans VTuber that can't shut the fuck up about kids, trans and kids. I am very big advocate of transing the kids. Remember Nyara, the cat boy girl thing VTuber?
Post. So like when you said you were gonna debate me, right? You said that you would debate me.
Okay.
You said it was like super cringe that like I didn't want to debate right away, and that you're debating me now. So it's either I debate now or we're not going to speak on it. It's my choice, right? And, like I wasn't there. Like I was watching anime with my mom. So like, what changed your mind?
Well, shout out to your audience. They really wanted to hear me speak, apparently. So
why?
I decided that I would, think about it for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I was being a little too harsh. Celestium also said that if I debated you, that I'd be able to debate Celestium. So, hey, this is where we are right now.
You want to do it? So I think Celestium's watching right now, actually. So, like, what made you... So is that what made you change your mind? Is, like, people convinced you?
I mean, I take valid criticisms and valid, like, wants and stuff. Wait, stream is laggy, not voices? I'm just not going to stream this then on my end. People can watch it on your stream. I don't know.
So I guess my question is like
so somebody in chat asked, so the blonde one is a man? Yes. The one in the like almost like childlike avatar, The trans person that's friends with Nyara, yes, that is a guy. Correct.
Any type of like potential outreach. I mean, you did come to me to a debate, and in my personal opinion, when someone like challenges like someone to a debate, unless they like specify like later sometime, I usually think it's.
Oh, come on, stop! No.
So, the sins of the father are.
About my tweet, my original one. Right now, basically, I guess it's like I've never seen that before in the content creator sphere, which is why I was a little bit confused.
Oh, I'm not a content creator. I don't really care about the attention. I hate the attention actually, but I'm here because somebody got to do it. So
okay, all right. So I mean, I guess like I guess you could talk about what you want to talk about then, because
Well, you challenged me to the debate, so
yeah, but I mean, I guess you want me to go over the thing. So
yeah, your abortion tweet that I criticized. Yeah.
Yeah. So what didn't you like about my tweet, my original one?
Let me go pull it.
We can go
up
point. We can go point by
real
point. That way, it's like kind of.
Give me one moment. Just want to pull it up myself.
You didn't come prepared. I mean, wait a minute. So
Okay.
you wanted to debate. You didn't do
So
any
I'm going to read it
debate
out
prep.
verbatim, so we're all on the same page.
Sure.
Okay. Well.
So
Oof.
the sins of the father are not transferred to the child.
True.
You're still killing an innocent person.
True.
Also, not really that hot, but let's be real. Most of you abortion enjoyers just want to kill people to avoid personal responsibility and then use rape victims as shields to justify it.
True.
Serial killers who kill people for the love of the game are unironically less cringe.
True.
So which part do you specifically have a problem with? Like, do you want to
It's all basically true.
like, I guess, which individual part do you want to tackle on the thing?
Well, first, I'm not interested in any of these religious. Honestly, I'm not interested in any of the religious justifications whatsoever.
Well, who cares what your? Who the fuck cares what your? No. There is a moral foundation. You're not going to separate the moral foundation because you can't. Secularism basically boils down to a difference in preferences. It's subjective morality, and in that case, subjective morality is just as valid as yours. So it makes no difference. But an objective morality, Celestium or Leaflit here, Celestium and Leaflit, and myself, and most people with a Christian ethic come at it from a Christian framework and a Christian worldview that it is abortion. It is murder to have an abortion. You coming out saying, "Well, I'm not religious, so I don't want to talk about it from a religious framework." Well, I'm sorry, but you don't get to differentiate that. You don't get to make that demand that, we're not going to talk about it from a religious framework because the religious framework is the one that says thou shalt not kill. And if you say, well, no, it's natural law that says thou shalt not kill, it's human secularism. No. In fact, we know that's not true because of the reaction from people on the left to the death of Charlie Kirk. The freak, weirdo. Do you remember the reaction from people on the left to the death of Charlie Kirk? It was celebration. It was jubilation. It was glee. People were filming themselves, going, "Oh yes, he's dead," mocking his death over and over. Hundreds of thousands of videos and comments celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. It is not a liberal principle that life is valuable and should be respected. In fact, the opposite is true. It isn't. So, it is not a liberal value or a leftist value that life is inherently valuable or important. That is a Christian value. And so you're not going to be able to adequately separate the Christian ethic from the conversation and get anywhere.
Go ahead. I can talk about I can talk about purely secular. So like the first one, right? When I mean the sins of the father, I mean the crime. So you can let's replace it let's use a secular argument and we'll say the crimes of the father are not transferred to the child. right? So we'll just remove the religious connotation there. We'll just say like
I don't know why you
the
have to
crimes
give
of
it
the
to
father
them.
are not transferred to the child. You're still killing an innocent person. It's like that would remove the religion from it, right?
The crimes of the father are not transferred to the child.
Yeah, because the father's a rapist, right? So the father like raped a woman, but then the child is not guilty of the father's crime.
True.
Yeah, but I don't think that's really relevant when it comes down to the actual facts of the matter. What is best for the mother and what is best for the child?
Well, what is best for the child is for the child to not die.
Yeah.
Right. Like we're talking about death.
Well, yeah, ideally you would want the child to not die, but I mean, I'm a big fan of allowing abortions up to like what 20 or so weeks when like that's when it starts to become more viable to live outside the mother's
20
body.
weeks?
It's like no longer attached to the mother.
20
no
weeks?
Needs, like, I mean, like it still does. Obviously, there's varying survival rates per like week.
Did this oh god, 20 weeks? So let's say you got so this person is in favor of abortion up until 20 weeks. That is well long into the pregnancy. I mean, holy criminy. That is a crazy admission. And it's a reflection that you should never take the moral considerations of people like this seriously. You just shouldn't. It's a fool's errand.
Weeks of gestation. And I think like there is a valid argument to be made that we should take more into account rather than wanting to keep a child alive, because there's more to factor into a healthy living child living in reality that we currently live in.
Okay, hold on. So let me break this down a bit. So
oh my gosh, this is so stupid.
You draw a line at what, 20? You said 20 weeks? Is there a reason? What's 20 weeks? Like where like 20, is the line specifically?
Well, I don't really like. Honestly, I'm not really too interested in the abortion topic. You debated.
Well, then why the fuck did you agree to a debate? You came in unprepared. You didn't even have the original tweet. You are the one that said 20 weeks. Then when pressed, you say you don't care about 20 weeks. You don't really know about 20 weeks. So you just made that the fuck up. Oh my gosh. Like, this is already shambolic. This is an embarrassing spectacle. Your morality, your intelligence, everything is just, it's crumbling into nothing. Almost immediately. We're not even 10 minutes into this debate. I mean, sure, yeah, you came into the debate, at a disadvantage. You're wearing a lolly, a lolly avatar, okay? And you're friends with Nyara. So already I wasn't going to like you. But then the first things out of your mouth is, well, we need to look at this from like an anti-religious perspective because I'm not religious. And then I don't really care about the topic of abortion, but I think that the 20 weeks... So you really have no clue what you think. I have a feeling that this is the type of person that has been told what to think rather than actually thinking for themselves. That's my observation.
You wanted to debate me on it, so I'm going to just engage with it because
but you agree.
It's valuable to do. Mm-hmm. Or at least it says 21 weeks survival is extremely rare. 22 weeks it's like 10 to 30% survival rate, depending on child.
Did you want to come back to this because you said that you were more interested in the other part? Do you want to come back? We can come to this later because it's going to be relevant eventually.
Well. Yeah, well, I'm not really too interested in like talking about like the
specifics of abortion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that it's. I just personally think that it's like just disgusting and like disingenuous to assume that people actually enjoy getting abortions just because you see people being crude and crass online.
Okay, so which specific? Let's pick like a specific part here too.
The specific last point that I definitely was harping on
is the serial killers part.
Yes. So, the serial killers that kill people for the love of the game are unironically less cringe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, so what do you think I mean by that? Like, can you still amend my argument?
You think that life is so valuable that it is worth it to have that child born and be killed by someone who enjoys it rather than just
God.
letting the mother choose what is best for her
that's
and her
retarded.
body.
Okay, so I mean,
That's what I'm
I'll
getting
explain
from
it
that.
to you from. I'll explain it to you then. Okay, so the reason
Mm-hmm.
why it's
Oh
more
my God,
cringe is
this
because
guy's a
serial killer is
fucking
aware
idiot.
that he's killing, whereas the other person is justifying, is depersoning the child in order to kill it to avoid responsibility.
True.
So
I
in
think
one
you're
case,
personing-
they're fully aware that they're killing the child, and they're doing it specifically for enjoyment, whereas the other person is doing it is in order to avoid responsibility. They justify to themselves why killing is okay.
True. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this is very irresponsible and very selfish. I
What?
think this is mostly informed in your religious perspective because you
It's
just
not religious.
prioritize life in general.
Well,
It's not
it
really.
is.
Wait,
I mean,
wait, hold on. Wait, what do you mean by that?
You can say that.
Wait, what do you mean by
that.
that?
I mean,
I can't imagine anything more selfish in this world than thinking I can kill this life. By the way, the life that was born of my own actions, and by the way, don't even get me started on the grape stuff because that is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. It is used as a scapegoat to try to justify the rest. They do not believe that the only exception should be for grape or incest. They use that as a way to try to wedge it in. Oh, well, if these are okay, then these are okay. They don't actually give a shit about any of that because they know that it's infinitesimally small. It is statistically irrelevant. No, they believe that a woman should be able to get an abortion for any reason. Any reason. And the majority of the time, it's for, it's because it's inconvenient. They have a lifestyle, they don't want to be burdened with this choice that they made, and so they're willing to kill it. I can't imagine anything more fucking selfish. And the fact that this freak would come forth and try to make it, well, I don't want to talk about the religious aspect of it. Oh, I don't want to talk about, no, it's so selfish that you would force a person to live with the consequences of their actions. Oh my gosh. Like, and by the way, Leaflit is already doing a great job. She's doing a good job so far. But I mean, if this is your opponent, why even bother? Like, this is the sort of freak that should just be left to languish in their own stupidity and selfishness and ignorance on the internet. But once you put a spotlight on a freak like this, immediately it becomes clear this person has no idea what they're talking about. They are part of a group, they're a conformist, they're not able to articulate or explain why, in a cogent way, why they have come to these conclusions, because they haven't come to these conclusions. This person doesn't know why they said 20 weeks. They don't know why they said that. They have no clue. No justification, no rationalization. They have no reason, a rationalization, other than they don't like religion, why religion shouldn't be a factor if it is part of the morality of millions and millions and millions of people in identifying this problem. Like, this is already turning into a bloodbath, and it's very, very interesting.
Actually, most of my arguments are secular. Actually, so like, what do you mean by life isn't? What do you mean by I think life is important? What do you mean by that? Like, can you restate what you said?
Well,
your model disappeared.
I think that. Oh, my model disappeared. Well,
yeah.
I believe that, in your opinion, when a child is like, or I guess like it's conceived or concepted or conceived or gestated or whatever, like whatever your definition for when you start valuing life in your opinion,
conception,
you value that life more than any of the future or present lived experiences that child.
Oh my gosh.
Well, in your world, you're saying if a serial killer killed that kid, that'd be
no.
cringe
I'm not talking
if they
about
would have
that.
killed the kid early.
We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this specific situation.
No, they should not be able to kill a kid if it's already born. Honestly,
why not?
No. I think because that's immoral. The child's already born.
So what's the difference? So the difference that you have is that the child isn't born, or like the child is like the position of the child is what you're worried about.
No, my position is if the child can exist outside of the body of the mother, then it deserves the same rights and human dignity as any other human. Like this is.
So hold on. So
it's just.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're done.
No, I'm saying this is like this should seem
It's arbitrary.
non-negotiable personally.
It's an arbitrary
So, like,
distinction.
Because
okay.
I think there is a valid I think there is like valid cases like if doctors determine that people are actually trying to get rid of a child because they genuinely just want to kill the child or whatever, like yeah, maybe there should be some nuances like engaged there to
But
not
that's
like
every abortion case, though.
validate that. No, it's not every abortion
How's
case,
not?
and it's disgusting that you kind of just
So
portray it
hold
that
on.
way.
So what would you call it then if a person says, I can't take care of this kid, I would like to get an abortion. You don't think that they want the abortion?
No, of course not.
Then why not have the kid?
Yeah.
Because they can't take care of the kid, and it'd be hard.
Put it up for adoption.
You
What
know
do you
how much more painful it is to give birth to a child that you can't take care of, and then have that child live a life that
Then
you'll
killing it?
never experience them potentially going
So it's better
through.
to kill them.
And
Yeah.
no, that's not what. This is not. You're not engaging with what's going on.
Literally she is.
No, people don't. When people make these decisions, they don't go in there like, "You what to do? I'm so happy to get this abortion and get
Some
rid
of
of this
them do.
child because I can't
It
take
doesn't matter.
it." No,
Whether or
they
not they're happy
are
doesn't matter.
genuinely depressed. No,
Oh gosh.
I know that can happen, but here, let me
rape them, or they just financially just can't do it. Like
Uh-huh.
there are valid reasons why people shouldn't have to be burdened with like
Hold on.
what you are trying to place as a curse on them.
Okay,
A
okay, I have a
curse.
question then. So like
A
if I were
curse.
to like walk,
So you engage in sexual activity. You make the choice to do that. You get pregnant with this amazing gift of life. This incredible gift. And by the way, everyone can take care of a kid if they choose to. If they put aside their selfish ambitions and put aside their selfishness, they can take care of a kid. But if you can't, then put it up for adoption. The argument of this person is falling apart, and you can see how just unbelievably frantic and manic he's becoming the more that this is going on, because already this guy is emotionally compromised. This guy is obviously mentally ill, morally disgusting, degenerate. Thinks that there really is no value in human life except for these arbitrary things that we put in place. 20 weeks, or when it's out of the mother. No, the reality is that a child in a mother's womb is the most vulnerable it's ever going to be. So it needs protections. I can't even begin to imagine what series of just brain-rotted mental illness has to occur in a person's brain for them to try to make the justification that it is the morally and intellectually superior thing to murder your own offspring.
walk up to a person and I killed them, and then I was like, oh, I feel really bad about it. I actually did it, like, oops, like, feels really terrible that I did that. Do you think that them feeling bad about it justifies what happened?
No, of course not. You already
So then in the case of the abortion, it's the same thing. Like, you feeling bad about the abortion doesn't change the fact that you aborted the kid.
True.
I just don't think you're engaging with what I'm saying personally.
Wait, how am I not? Can you explain to me how I'm not?
No, translation. This freak is losing, doesn't have an argument, doesn't know what they're talking about, doesn't know their ass from the hole of the ground. They didn't do any debate prep. They didn't do anything. They literally, this person didn't do any work, didn't do any debate prep. And then when Leaflit is calling them out on the things that they are saying, they have no response. So they go, well, I don't think you're engaging in good faith. Why? Because you're losing. You're losing because you're a loser. You're a loser that has a lolly VTuber avatar. You're a guy, you're a freak, you're part of this group with Niara, one of the most degenerate people, one of these freaks that wants to go after and sexualize kids with, transgender surgeries and HRT and all that stuff. No, Leaflit is dog walking you because you haven't really thought this through. And the thing is, it really just makes your side look so pathetic that you are willing to justify the end of a human life based on convenience.
The child, and I think that's not sure how high the probability is, but there's a survival rate difference and a neurological impairment difference.
What are you
And
talking
I
about
think,
specifically? Sorry, like you're saying that if you were to birth the kid, well, I mean, why not just bring the kid to term?
Because I feel like that's evil. I personally think it's evil.
Why is it evil?
To bring a kid to term.
Because if you know that the child is not going to live after you give birth to them and they're disconnected from your body.
What do you mean by that?
People have described this experience of being like, we know that this child is going to die as soon as they are born, and they watch them suffocate. They watch the child suffocate for 2 minutes.
I'm really confused what you're talking about. So like, okay,
you're not confused.
No, I am.
I
am. I actually don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know where that came from. Like them dying when they're born.
You can do your own research personally. You can just do your own research if you're not aware.
You just made it up.
Well, okay, let me.
You fucking freak.
Can die when they're born.
No, I know that can happen, but here, let me like set up. Let me like to.
Yeah. So this mongoloid freak is trying to make the case that the child could die anyway. Like this guy he's just shotgunning this. This guy hasn't put any thought into this, no research into this. He was emotionally compromised by Leaflit's tweet. There's nothing else to it. This guy doesn't understand abortion, doesn't understand the morality of the arguments, doesn't understand anything. He's just crashing out. It's genuinely pathetic. I don't know how much longer this is going to go on because this guy has already just been destroyed. And now we're at a place where he's talking about like an infinitesimally small thing. Well, why would a woman... It's evil for a woman to carry a baby to term because there's a potential that the baby could suffocate and die. Like, shut the fuck up, you freak. You animal. Like, you're too stupid. Honestly, people like this, they're too stupid to be left out in society. A majority of the problems that we have in society, Asmongold says 2%, I say more like 5%. The reality is that allowing freaks like this to just wander out in society... There should be a nice padded cell where this person can, can talk about all the different nonsense they want with the, with the other, delusions in their room. Like this is genuinely shocking to see somebody this devoid of any intelligence, integrity, honesty, or morality.
Impaired or just like not functional.
But what do you mean by that? What do you mean by impaired?
Like
these details are important, right?
I can't possibly take care of myself without like my own mind or like consent to function correctly in my own body.
Wait,
That's
what?
what I mean.
Consent to Can you explain that? I don't know what you mean by that. Consent
neurological conditions.
So like retarded or something like that? Like there's like a Down syndrome or what?
Not like retarded, but not like retarded. There are like locked in syndrome. Like, there are things that people develop where they are conscious in their body or not conscious. I don't even know.
God.
It's so hard to describe. And I shouldn't have to do this fucking research because I think I'm explaining something that's simple.
No, you're doing a terrible job.
I mean, I don't think it is. Like to me, it's not. This isn't common knowledge to me.
This isn't common knowledge. You made it the fuck up.
It's worth it to engage in nuance, so like we can preserve like child life and like human dignity at the same time.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Like,
I'm trying to do that. I'm literally trying to do that. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, but when I keep explaining it to you, you keep saying, "Well, when someone wants to get rid of the child," and I'm like, "Well, that's not what's going on. They're not like wanting to get rid of the child."
We need to know what specific scenario. So like, what I'm asking is like, can you give me a very specific scenario? Like, can we detail a scenario that I can like write down? And like these requirements, these specific set of things that happen make abortion okay to you. That's what I'm asking for, because I don't know what you mean. But because you're saying like, this is what you're saying. You're saying like, there's nuance to it. There's all of these reasons like a person would get abortion. And I'm saying, okay, so from your point of view, what is a case in which abortion would be okay? Let's like go through all of the details. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
so
explain it.
One kid is
I'll explain it one more time.
Okay, sure.
One more time. So as clear as I can get. If during the act of sex, if the parents use contraceptives, which you're already determining that the parents do not want to have a child if they're using birth control,
doesn't matter,
in the form of condoms or abortion pills, or not abortion pills, fucking, you know what I mean.
Do not want child, and they use contraceptives. Got it.
Yes. If they end up pregnant and they are not waiting,
they get pregnant.
like waiting an extended period from pregnant. Like what, 16 to like 20 something weeks, when like it's starting to become like more evident that they're probably going to like actually have a child and like deal with it.
So hold on, can you say that one again? So they get pregnant, so they don't. So just to like, because I want to be very clear here. So during sex they use contraceptives. They don't want the child, and
oh come on,
child and like deal with it.
So hold on, can you say that one again? So they get pregnant, so they don't. So just to like, because I want to be very clear here. So during sex they use contraceptives. They don't want the child, and then they get pregnant, and then some amount of weeks they decide they don't want the kid,
and then it becomes apparent after a certain amount of time
that they're pregnant.
That these people were not proactive in this decision, i.e. they were not thinking that they did not want this child, and they have actually determined that they did want the child at a certain point, but they are now saying that they don't want the child for whatever reason.
So they wanted the child originally, just to be clear. They wanted the child originally, and then they changed their mind.
Yeah, once it becomes apparent that someone comes into a clinic with the baby developed long enough.
Okay. They get pregnant. They have
intentions of carrying that child first. And then they say, you know what? Maybe I can't do it.
Changed mind after some time.
This is, I don't know. This is, I feel like I'm just getting like my chain yanked around, to be honest.
No. I mean, how could I possibly understand you? Like, I'm trying to understand you. Like, I'm actually like trying to.
Yeah, you're incoherent. Like, you're incoherent. You're not good at this. You're embarrassing yourself. Leaflit is acting in more good faith than you deserve, considering the irrationality of your argument. And then on top of that, on top of everything else, you're then becoming aggressive because you know that your argument is shit. I mean, if I were as embarrassing as you, I probably would get frustrated too. But the reality is, you have no right to take this out on Leaflit because your morality, your worldview, is what you're explaining, and you can't articulate it. Probably because you never thought about it. You probably just emotionally knee-jerked into every decision.
And they just said, nah, you know what? I'm 22 weeks in or 23 weeks. I just don't want the kid. No, that's like fucked up. Like at that point, like you can give birth to that child and it has a chance of survival, sure, but it's going to have a chance of comorbidities attached to it. So, like it's cruel, you know? Like that's like that's what I'm trying to engage with you. I'm trying to engage with like not saying that like, yeah, abortion as a concept is like the most awesome thing ever. It's so based and awesome. I'm not saying that. And personally, I don't think that's how anyone engages with abortion. I think people take these decisions seriously. No one just like goes in just happy willy-nilly. I'm ready to get rid of the kids. Like people actually feel these things when they're losing kids. So, they're losing children.
So like I don't really like. I'll talk about that later. But so you said that valid reasons that will be determined between the woman and the doctor, correct?
Listen, if you're not going to engage,
I am engaging.
With what I'm saying,
no, because I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. Like you said, I'm literally asking you because I don't understand your specific
I want you
point.
to have like a genuine dialogue with me instead of just like asking like me to clarify things that I'm like, I feel like I'm saying it like
because you can
pretty clearly.
Wait, I am having this is the reason I'm asking, because I'm trying to have a genuine dialogue. Like you said, right? Like you specifically said valid reasons. And like I wrote it down. Like if that is like I'm trying to show you like this is good faith. I wrote this down just so I could ask you this, right? So you said valid reasons for the abortion to take place, like between the doctor, right? Because either the doctor would, right?
The longer I talk, the more I just fuck up all the time. People can just fucking capitalize on that shit. I'm fucking up here. I'm fucking up there.
Well, I mean, you can clarify.
You know my position. You understand my position.
I don't.
I am speaking. I am telling you that there are valid reasons for.
The more I talk, the more I fuck up. The more I talk, the more I fuck up. True, brother. But that's because you're an idiot and your argument sucks.
And
as I described initially, when it's determined that the child is developing in such a way that they are not going to survive post-childbirth.
That they're not going to survive post-childbirth?
Yes. People have described this experience. I said this initially. People have described this initially. They knew that the child was most likely going to die once it was born. And then they watched that child suffocate for anywhere from...
This is a single ridiculous example pulled out of nowhere. This is not the norm. This isn't even statistically relevant in any way, shape, matter, or form. And by the way, you are using this outlier as a way to try to emotionally manipulate people into agreeing with your side because your side is so bereft of any responsibility or morality or integrity or intelligence. You're trying to use this say, oh, it's evil to do this because of this one individual event. No. The reality is, you fucking freak, that abortion is murder because when you end that life, you are doing so because you made a choice. You didn't get pregnant on oh man. Well, we had sex and we knew that it could lead to a child. But I mean, this is a total shock to us. Like, you engaged in a behavior. You were blessed with a gift as a result of that. You now have a child on the way. And you're deciding, well, we're going to kill it. Because it's inconvenient. That is the majority of the cases. I don't give a shit if you say that the people feel bad. They don't feel bad enough to stop it. They don't feel bad enough to stop it. They are willing to encourage and endorse murder if it means that they get to continue being a promiscuous slag.
From minutes to hours. It's traumatic to people.
So I have a question then. Okay, so like, let's say that I do accept your premise here, and I say I'm just going to accept it just for the sake of the argument. Like,
you should accept it.
I'm going to say, okay, so in that case, sure, we can allow it. But what about other cases? Because we're talking about abortion as a whole, right? So like, what about if they just want to get it? Like, they just don't want to. They just don't want to have it. How about that reason? Because that's like a lot of reasons. That's a lot of most abortions are elective, actually. I mean, I can give you the stats for it if you want.
I mean, yeah. How long is the baby being gestated for?
The exact same scenario that you just talked about, except the reason is not that the baby is going to die anyway. The reason is that the woman just wants it.
If the baby can survive outside of the mother's womb and the mother just decides they want to get rid of the baby for whatever reason, no, that's not okay.
Well, not yet. Not yet. Like let's say
no, it can survive earlier than what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm pretty sure you looked into all these things of like the gestation weeks and the survival rates and all that stuff. You know exactly what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. like what I'm trying to say here
this person is not meant for debates.
At what point, right? So you're saying that there's a point at which the baby can survive outside the womb, and then that's fine, right? So like, I mean, I guess we can just look it up real quick. No, like the actual timing. I didn't say it. No, you didn't say that. Okay, what did you say?
Yeah, no, it's so looking this up, just cursory glance. 21 weeks survival is extremely rare. 22 weeks, 10 to 30% survival rate. Considered the limit of viability. 23 weeks, 23 to 55% survival. 24 weeks, 40 to 70%. Yada yada yada. But like, if we gets to like that 23 week mark, and like they've had intentions of carrying this child, and then just whatever reason they're like, I kind of just don't want to take care of this kid now, and I'd rather just get rid of it. Like, probably not the plan.
So Faustrix in chat says, Templar, he's a troll trying to waste other people's time. Like I said to her before, she has trolls talking to her in chat, treating her like a Lolicon. So here's the thing. These people, this guy, is making himself look like a fucking retard. Like a genuine bona fide retard. If it is his goal to waste her time because they think she's the Lolicon, buddy, whoa, buddy, like that is an incredibly retarded tactic. It's just shockingly retarded. It's not. I don't think that's it. I think this guy. Honestly, I think this person is a far left, mentally unstable, degenerate freak. That is, he's not really used to arguing this stuff because he's not really used to debating. A lot of these people on the left have never come to these decisions and these conclusions on their own. They've all been told what to think. So they've never really understood how you go from point A to point B. A lot of these people are very, very, very aggressive and stupid. And so this is the way that it manifests because they can't debate, they can't argue. Very sloppy work from this person.
Yeah.
But I'm not a professional.
Sure.
Period is when actual conscious.
I keep asking why is that the case? And you're saying it's because they're inside of the body? That's where I'm confused. It's because you said originally, right? Your original point is that the reason why is because they're dependent on the mother, right? Is that yes or no?
No, the original reason I said is that they have no agency without the mother.
Yes, so they're dependent on the mother, right?
No, it's not that Can
you define it then? Can you define agency?
It's not that they're dependent on the mother. It's that literally without that mom, they would not.
They would not what? Come on. Oh, come on.
If it's not like I said, 22, 23 weeks, they were more than likely just going to end up no, not more than likely. They're 100% likely going to just die. They're not going to survive.
So, it has nothing to do with the
incubation.
dependency. As in you having to take care of the kid, that doesn't matter. It's just the kid would die if they were removed, basically.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
They wouldn't have a conscious experience at all. They would just cease. They wouldn't have a conscious experience at that point.
So your argument, I'm just kind of inferring your argument here. Is
okay.
That
so Leaflit's doing a great job. This guy is an idiot, immoral, degenerate, weird. This guy, I mean, an infant, a 1-year-old baby, that's been born, cognitively. I mean, they can't really take care of themselves, can they? Infant human children cannot take care of themselves. They have to rely on the mother and the father. So, I think that if you're going to approach this from the perspective of viability means they're not reliant on the mother anymore, outside of the womb, the child is still relying on the mother. Breastfeeding, in fact, one could argue that the child is more reliant on the mother outside of the womb. If I were in there, I would be saying, wait a minute, you do realize that the child outside of the mother requires more resources, more time, more energy. It requires actually more than when it's in the womb. So viability is not based on inside of the womb, outside of the womb. There have to be other factors here, and if you can't articulate why, if you don't have an answer, well, I do. And mine doesn't come from your subjective, mentally ill, furry, degenerate, fucking freak, mongoloid animal, LGBTQ explanation. It comes from it comes from God. It comes from the Bible. It comes from a Christian ethic, which is superior in every way to your subjective standard, because it is an objective standard. An objective standard. Thou shalt not murder. Well, you're murdering a life in the womb because it's inconvenient. Simple as.
So,
So, I guess my question is, when does the child become a person? Right? Because, we confer rights onto people, right? So, at what point is that personhood given to the child? And that's why I asked, is it dependent on whether or not the mother wants them or not? Is that what changes them from not having it or not?
It depends on if it can survive outside of the mother's body without the help of the mother.
So they're not the person before that. Before 20 weeks, they're not a person.
Yes. Before 20 weeks, they're not a person. Yes, they're just a concept, pretty much. They're developing into they're developing into a potential person, but at that point, there's nothing realized there. You know what I mean? It's not
so it's just
it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing if 22, 23 weeks, the baby is going to actually have that experience coming out or being induced early or stuff like that.
So say in the future, right, when our technology gets better, right? And let's say that at 10 weeks we're able to extract the child and like let them live, like we're able to induce the I don't know, teleport the baby out or do a surgery. Say we can do a surgery and take the kid out and put them into like an artificial like womb. Is there the value of their life more important then? Because then their life has value, right? At 10 weeks.
Well, at that point, like if it's literally being sustained by artificial life, then the agency of the mother no longer really matters at that point, does it?
Yes. Yeah, so this is my point. Is like so it's the mother who determines the value. That's what I meant. That's what I was asking.
No,
Yeah,
not even in that scenario, because the life is being sustained by artificial life. So
no,
it's no
I meant
longer
in the current
attached to the
scenario.
mother.
In the current scenario, it is.
No, you said in the future though.
Yeah,
like in that scenario.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, so in
gosh.
the future, in the future, it's the future.
Gosh.
It's like so now going back to the point of me talking about the future was that the value of the human life changes depending on technology. To you, that's the point of
not
that.
even. Well, no, not even depend. Well, I mean, like I guess no, like if okay. So I'll explain it again because I think this is important.
Sure.
The child not being able to survive outside of the mother's body, that is important to actually think about. Okay, like at that point, like you probably shouldn't have like that deep of a connection to something that literally actually can't survive unless the mother also survives.
Wait, why not?
That's not always guaranteed.
Wait, you shouldn't have a connection.
You shouldn't have the same connection before it can actually survive outside of the mother's womb. And what I mean by that is like post the like 20 to 19 week period, you should probably like expect that potentially something could happen to where this child might not come to fruition. But as the longer you get to like, 22, 23 weeks, that is when you start prioritizing the baby's agency, because now you're prioritizing their life experience, which is more important at that point than like what the mother wants in that moment. Like if it's just a momentary decision, like, oh yeah, I just don't want the baby, that's cringe, that's stupid. But like if it's like your child is going to be born and it literally cannot breathe on its own whatsoever, it's going to suffocate and die, like I feel like you should probably be okay with that. No? Yes?
Well, I mean that would change, right, according to technology. That's why I brought the technology thing, right? So the value of the human is dependent on technology. So like technology in the future, if we have a capability of extracting them at 10 weeks and then like actually housing them in like an artificial womb, then like so babies in the future are worth more than they are now at an earlier stage.
Well, because currently, well, I'm not saying they're worth more or less. That's like cringe. Just weird.
Well, no, I mean it would be, because when are the rights conferred? The rights would be conferred earlier, correct?
It's just that because in your future scenario, the mother's agency is no longer a factor like it is today. The mother is no longer like permanently attached to that child until like they give birth. If you can extract that child and sustain it with artificial life, yes, it's going to have like way more rights and agency than like our current scenario where it literally
you just
can't
agree with her
survive
point?
outside of the womb until like
Which would
22.
mean
You stumbled into agreeing with her point.
That the
He
birth
doesn't
of
even
the
realize.
child, the personhood of the child, whether or not they deserve rights, is dependent on whether the mom wants them or not. Pre-20, correct?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
exactly that. No, I feel
That's
like
true.
It's
What could it be then? Because if the
No, I
mother
feel like-
says the mother has the child, right, and this is like 19, let's say like 19 weeks, the mother says, "I want to have this child," then they have value, that they're a human person, correct?
Yeah.
Which is why like you
19
can't just like punch out the you can't, if you stab the child, then that would be murder, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like say I had a
Well,
baby deleter
it's a
bullet and
double
then like I could
homicide.
shoot the baby at 19 months, you wouldn't, shouldn't be allowed, right?
Because at that point, if the baby is still inside the mom and you're killing the mother in any way,
No, I'm just killing the baby. The baby killer
you're
bullet.
assuming, with the baby killer bullet, just with the baby killer bullet.
Yeah. Special technique.
That'd still be immoral because
Why?
Yeah, it's because it's not your decision.
Okay, so the reason it's immoral is that but if the woman didn't want it, and then a doctor was like aborted the baby, used the baby killer, then it's fine.
Well, that's a professional scenario where like there's guidance and all these other factors involved, and it's not usually just like, well, I mean, like, yeah, like if somebody said, yeah, I didn't want to get pregnant, we used contraceptives, we still got pregnant, I don't want to have this kid, I made that apparent when we did that stuff,
man.
then yeah, why can't professionals just deal with that?
So we can infer then that the value of the child, the value of the personhood and their rights is dependent on whether or not the mom wants them.
True. Yeah.
Up to like 21 weeks. Yeah.
At 19 19 weeks.
19 weeks. Yeah.
So it's subjective.
Yes.
The human worth is subjective.
Yes.
It's not really subjective.
It is it's literally subjective.
Yes, his worldview is subjective. His morality is subjective. Everything he believes is subjective.
The mother makes a choice.
Yes.
It's dependent on her mind and her thoughts and what she wants. Subjective.
Yes, she's getting to
it.
It's not always determined by her mind and her wants and all that stuff. It's
yes.
But it is though. What else could it be? I mean, they decide. They say, "I want the kid." Okay, good. It's a person. I don't want the kid.
I want the kid, and then the baby dies inside of me. It still classifies as an abortion, correct?
Wait, say again. Sorry.
No.
I want the kid, and then the baby dies inside of me. That still classifies like as an abortion, right?
If you say you want the kid, and then you kill the baby.
No.
Or the kid
it's
just
a miscarriage.
Dies.
It's a miscarriage. It's not an abortion. Abortion is an intentional act.
To get rid of the child early would be like aborting that.
It's a miscarriage.
Fetus,
correct?
Or is it just?
Abortion is an intentional act.
The abortion is an intentional
act. It's when you specifically kill the baby. That's what abortion is.
I don't like the framing of it. Though. It feels like really silly.
Of killing.
No, it is the death of.
Yeah, I mean it's nasty.
We're like. It's because like it feels like it's putting more like how do I say it? It's like you're controlling women and you're like, yeah, if you don't do this thing that I want you to do for XYZ, however months,
not killing a baby,
this child to term, then you are morally responsible and culpable for whatever I want to say about how you decided to get rid of that child. Like, it just feels like.
Yeah, I mean they decided to kill the baby, so they killed the baby.
Yeah, true.
So like, there's just no like other factors. Like, there's no like with murder, for example. Like, there's no difference between like murder and then like self-defense that resolves in murder or something.
That's not
like,
murder.
There's no like difference.
Murder. Self-defense is not murder. It's not defined as murder.
You get what I mean. Like, there's like no difference between taking a life in that scenario.
No, there's a difference. It's the same. It's not the same thing at all. Self-defense and murder are like not even like remotely like the same thing.
I don't. Look, I don't want to get too pedantic on the topics. I'm slow, okay? I'm mentally fucking deficient, okay?
Then why did you agree? Why'd you agree to do this to me?
On, like, the words and stuff
it's
like
important,
that. But I think you understand what I mean.
No, you don't get to do
that. Is there no value in looking at the scenarios and engaging in nuance to determine what should be okay?
Determining what should be okay. Well, I think in almost every case, it wouldn't be, because you're still killing a person.
Yeah, true.
I just don't understand. I don't see like what scenario you could set up in which it would be okay. The only scenario would be like if it truly were the life of the mother, because then you're life for life at that point, right?
Yeah, but it's not. That's very rare.
I don't even want to engage in the life of the mother thing. Like, we don't even have to go like that far.
Yeah,
like,
every other reason is bad.
You just like personally from like, this is what I'm getting from what like I'm getting interacting with you so far.
Oh,
sure.
I personally, you don't care about the other life experiences and future expectations when it comes to like how that child will experience life in the future. You just care about the life in general.
So
and
like,
that's like
so hold on. So,
more important than anything.
This is actually really important. So you think that the value of the child's life is dependent on like how good of a life that they possibly will live in the future?
Yes.
So like their value, their personhood is dependent on that.
Yes.
Well, there's nuance to me engaged there. Like, if, for
Yes.
What's the
example,
nuance?
say for example, someone is in a scenario like I'll use my mom as an example.
Okay.
She was convinced by my dad
Mm-hmm.
to uproot her life, and then once he got in trouble or whatever with the law,
Yep.
he wasn't around, and she suddenly had to take care of kids that she didn't have a job to take care of and stuff. Like, in that scenario, do you not think that like a doctor or professionals can be like,
So do you understand what
Yeah,
you're saying by this? Do you understand what you're saying by this? What you're saying is that the value of the person, of the child, is dependent on the circumstances in which they will be born into. That's what you're saying.
no, I'm saying that it's valuable to engage in nuance there. I'm not.
What do you mean by that?
See, you're trying to. Okay, I feel like you're trying to engage in like ultimate, like deterministic, like ultimate deterministic
What do you mean by
factor that every baby killing abortion thing is just wrong, and there's no nuance worthy to engage with besides like.
True.
Would
the
you say that all murder
extremes.
is wrong? Would you say that all murder is wrong? Definitionally, murder.
Definitionally murder for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Uh-huh.
No,
Why not?
I think I explained it. I think I explained it pretty. I think at 22 weeks, that's when you can start calling it like murder, maybe.
No, but my point is that what you're saying is that the value of the baby depends on the circumstances, right? That's what you're saying.
No.
What was the whole thing
no.
about the? Because you talked
No.
about your mom and about how like they're in a she was in a bad situation,
saying
and then like
there
your
is-
dad went to was it to jail, and then like now she had the child and like she didn't know what to do with it, right? Like, yeah.
I'm saying that there is nuance worthy to engage with. I'm not saying that the value is simply determined by the living situation that the child will be placed in. No, I'm not saying that.
It
I'm
either
saying
has
that,
value or doesn't, right?
No, I'm saying that there are valid reasons that professionals should be able to engage with to come to the best determination for what would be best for the mother and their well-being. Like I'm going to be real. I keep saying it over and over and over and over and over again. I don't care if the baby can't survive before what, 22, 23 weeks. I don't pass before then. I just don't give a fuck. You can moral grandstand me or whatever. I just don't care because it's morally loading past that point.
So your morality is based on not caring.
My morality is not based on not caring. My
Yes.
morality is just simply understanding that baby is not going to survive if the mother decided that they didn't want it in that moment. But past
Yes,
22,
which would make the value of the baby subjective.
No, I'm saying
Right?
past 22
Yes.
to
How can it
24.
be anything but subjective?
No,
Yes, it's subjective. And in your worldview it is. Your entire worldview is subjective.
Go ahead.
Your morality is subjective.
What do you think about trans suicide rates?
What? Wait. So you don't?
You're not
don't know?
yanking me around on this shit anymore.
What do you mean
think about
yanking you
trans
around on it?
suicide
That was
rates?
what we were talking
What do you think about
about.
trans suicide rates?
I mean, I guess I could talk about it.
What do you
So,
think about them?
what do I think about them? I think that suicide
What do
is
you know
bad.
about trans? What do you know about trans healthcare?
I don't. There's a lot of nuance there.
Oh, interesting. So we can engage in nuance with the trans healthcare
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, but probably not the abortion. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's engage with the trans healthcare.
So
okay, go ahead.
he completely lost. He just gave
So
up.
do you think it's worth it for people like us to be able to receive our healthcare, which we have been studied and this has been a thing for like fucking ever? Like, do you think it's like worth it for us to get gender affirming care?
No.
I think there's a lot of nuance involved in that.
No.
Oh, so there's a lot of nuance. So like, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, it depends. There's a lot of nuance involved.
Well, can you explain it?
No, it's just there's nuance.
Well, can you determine like who is the person living that life?
I think there's a lot of nuance on whether or not like how they live their life.
Interesting. Interesting. So we can engage in a lot of nuance here, but we can't with the abortion for
No,
some
what I'm
reason.
saying is like this was the argument earlier. This is the argument you were making earlier.
No, it wasn't actually.
Okay, I'll engage in it. I'll engage in it for real. I'll engage in it
minute.
for real. Okay, go ahead. So
Yeah, engage with it. Engage with it,
let's go
please.
for real. Can you start from the beginning? So you said something about trans suicide rates. Like what about
What
them?
do you think
Oh,
about
man.
trans suicide rates?
Suicide's
Like
bad.
we have to. Well, okay.
Suicide is bad.
We determine that with gender affirming care, trans people live a longer.
Hey, what do you
healthier,
think about
successful life
trans school
than they would
shooters?
without gender affirming care?
What do you
Cass
think
doesn't
about
show
the
that.
absolutely shocking
That's-
epidemic of trans
that's
school
actually
shooters?
wrong according to Cass,
fuck me. Fuck me. I guess I'm just fucking. I'm just living. I'm just not living this life.
No,
Okay.
that's the data. That's statistical data from
So
Cass.
wait, you're not interested in hearing what I have to say right now, right? You just
No,
want
go
to debunk. Like,
No,
No, go ahead,
you're a
but
partisan,
then I'm
mentally ill
just saying
person.
that
I'm interested in your.
statistically what you're saying
I'm
is wrong.
interested in your view. I'm
Yeah.
interested in your view. Whoa, hold on, wait. So I guess explain your statistics that you're going to explain to me real quick.
Yeah, well, the Cass study actually shows that it doesn't actually gender affirming care for like kids doesn't actually like lower the rate of suicide.
Why? Whoa! Why did I say trans suicide rates? What did I ever say? Kids? Did I say
so you
gender
mean, like-
affirming care?
Yeah. So let me see. For adults
Interesting.
specifically.
Interesting.
Why is that?
Interesting. I mean, I just said
This
trans
guy's an
healthcare,
idiot.
which has been studied, and we
Yeah, well, that's
we
the
have
data that we have.
professionals
We have data for the child rates. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, so
Data,
give me your
a little
what's
inconvenient.
your take on like trans healthcare and suicide rates and stuff? So, like, I'm just saying this like as a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Trans people as a whole, by going through their gender affirming care, typically
have
they
data
have
for
a
that?
better.
Can you show me
One moment,
the study so I can see it?
Give me 1 moment.
Oh, yeah, study. Oh. By the way, trans suicide rate. If any mental illness has a suicide rate as high as transgenderism, it should not be affirmed in any way. It should be treated in the way that you would treat schizophrenia or any other madness. In any other mental malady that leads to madness the way that transgenderism does, these people are freaks. They're not normal. They're violent. They're crazy. They hurt themselves and others. Look at the way they respond to stuff in society. They should not be affirmed in any way, shape, matter, or form. In fact, they should be socially ostracized in the hopes that they're shamed enough in order to actually go and get some professional help. And the professional help should not be to cut off your dick or cut off your tits or cut off any part of yourself. It should be to get medication that ultimately helps you to lead a more functional life. Because what you're thinking in your head is not real. You as a man, if you're born as a man, don't know what it's like to be a woman. You just don't. If you are born as a woman, you don't know what it's like to be a man. So the idea that you're trapped in the wrong body is a mental illness. It is completely and totally wrong. You do not ever affirm that. What you do is you get the right proper medication and you put somebody, if they're a danger to themselves, you put them in a padded cell, you put them away from other people so they can't hurt themselves and others.
He's pulling out the study
You do not
that's
affirm
totally
it.
biased.
He's pulling out the study that's totally biased. Well, hopefully Leaflit is prepared and can dismantle it. Thank you for the donation, my friend.
People as people, I don't know what I don't know if the treatments that are prescribed by people are effective.
No, they're not.
I mean, again, like pointing to
sure
Cass,
you
it
don't
doesn't
know?
doesn't show that there's actually a reduction in suicide rate.
I personally just don't think you care. Honestly,
I mean,
don't think you care.
I can't really. That's not something I can rebut.
Oh, I mean, you could rebut it technically. I mean,
No, I can't.
Oh,
How can I
Shadow
rebut it? You said I don't care. I mean,
1869.
you said I don't care.
Shadow
I said I don't care.
1869 coming in with the 5 gifted subs over on Kick. Thank you so much, my friend. What a huge contribution. Thank you so much. Everyone who got a gifted sub should thank him. We're just watching Leaflit dog walk this fucking retard. And we're glad that you're here, Shadow. Thank you for your contribution. You are incredibly generous. Yeah, we're just watching this, and yeah, this guy's falling apart. It's not pretty. But thank you so much for the contribution.
And then they would go to a doctor / endocrinologist, and which they would receive the
True.
hormone.
Yeah,
Or
basic.
I guess it also depends on. It depends on the availability of it as well. Like the places, it really depends on the state. Like each state is different.
interesting.
Yeah, is that wrong?
It's really not.
No. That's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can engage with that to like that degree, how come every time I say something like on abortion, you kind of like it's always bad to kill the child, and
Wait, what?
regardless of whatever nuance,
Because it is always bad to kill
like,
the child.
presented to you is just
What are
like
you
it's
talking
always
about?
bad regardless.
I don't know what you're talking
Can you
about.
explain that? I think you do know.
No,
what
I
I'm
really
talking
don't.
about.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay, can you like tell me what you're accusing me of?
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm asking you a question.
Okay, can you ask it like in a?
How come you're
how
able
come?
now to engage with such a serious degree of nuance
Uh-huh.
for whatever reason, but whenever I say anything related to abortion,
I'm treating this
I
exactly
say
the
it,
same how I did before.
You
It is.
treat it
Yes.
like I have to repeat myself.
Yes, it is a religious principle to do the least amount of harm. Do you understand? Your position is not based on harm. Like you think it's a no harm principle, but it's not. What she's talking about is when it comes to transgenders, she wants them to get help because she doesn't want to see them suffer, which is based on a Christian ethic. The same thing with the baby. She doesn't want the baby to die. So what she's saying is any outcome which leads to the baby dying is unacceptable. In the same way, she doesn't want trans people to end their life. It is a consistent thing across these two subjects. You are looking at it in the completely wrong way. Like you look at everything in the wrong way. You are looking at it in the wrong way. She is being consistent. You are not. She's saying, I don't want these children to die. And the reason these people are dying is based on inconvenience from these women that are having promiscuous sex and they're not really being careful. And even if they are, they're getting pregnant and they're having, they're saying, well, you know what? I'm just going to kill this kid instead of doing the morally correct thing, which is to give birth to the kid and give it away. If you really don't want it that badly, give the kid away so it has a chance at life. The same thing she's saying with the trans issue is we don't want these trans people to kill themselves, so we think optimally this is the best course of action. It's not to put kids on HRT. It's not to put kids in the path of these fucking freaks, these animals, these disgusting predators and groomers that you see on places like, all over the place, the places that try to hide, try to hide the chats from the parents and, these weird organizations like the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project puts children, vulnerable children, in contact with adults. They're not qualified. They're not professionals. Or even if they are, they're not this person's professional. But they're trying to put the kid in contact with an adult without the permission of the parent and trying to give them advice to go around the parent. That should be criminal. That should absolutely be criminal. It's crazy. But what Leaflit is doing here is a consistent moral principle.
The difference is that it can live outside or not. That's what determines the value.
Can we go back to the trans stuff, I guess?
Sure, you went back to this, so I was.
Can we go back to
going
the trans stuff? I'm tired of losing.
I was totally fine in the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can just go back to the trans stuff.
Sure.
Can we go back to the trans stuff?
Yeah. I'll just keep repeating myself on that endlessly.
Okay, go ahead.
So, do you think it's valuable to be interested in just debunking the things that I'm saying on trans healthcare rather than just listening and being interested in what I'm saying?
Yes, it's a debate.
Wait, can you say that again?
It's a debate, not a conversation.
Do you believe that it's valuable to be interested in debunking my claims about trans healthcare rather than listening to what I'm speaking and saying?
Well, I mean, I think you speaking and saying doesn't necessarily make the thing true or not.
So are you just not interested in speaking to me?
No. I mean, I'm interested in speaking and understanding what you mean.
Well, I'm trying to ask you why you thought it was appropriate to bring up the cast review and stuff when I'm just asking you questions on what you think.
Yeah. Well, because you asked me about suicide rates, right? So this is the line of logic.
God.
Okay. So you asked me for what I thought of the suicide rates.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I think about? Was it? I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. You brought up that. How do I feel about the trans suicide rates and them being high? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what you were talking about? And then I brought up, and then you tied that to care, in which I responded that the data in the cast review doesn't show an actual correlation with a reduction.
Those
That's why
pesky
you
details
focused on children when I just said trans people in general.
Yeah.
Are
So then I
healthcare.
asked you then, what's the what's the, like, is there a differentiation for adults? I don't know. I asked you for the data on that. Unless you want to talk more philosophically about it and like not really in the data, we could do that if you want.
I'm trying to speak to you. I'm not trying to speak to a performative fucking. You're going to
performative.
I don't. Well, look, you can say that. I just don't care. This is like the.
It was a little rude of me to do the thing earlier where when I mimicked your argumentative structure. Like that was a little bit rude. I will admit.
No, it was perfectly fair. Perfectly fair. Perfectly fair.
Like speaking to the person. I don't want to speak to, like, I actually want to understand what you think about these things and what you understand about these things. Initially, it seems like you didn't understand anything about these things besides the cast review to debunk my gender affirming care thing.
Okay.
So like, do you personally think that there is just like no, or actually, no, let me not even ask this question. Do you understand what the normal causes of desistance usually is?
No. What is that?
It is typically societal factors induced by family, friends, people around them who typically make them feel the way that they do about being visibly trans and visibly on this type of like medication and stuff.
Oh, so it's everyone else's fault.
Do you seriously like not know anything about that?
So what you're saying then? So hold on. So are you saying then that you can become not trans by pressure?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
I'm saying that typically speaking,
can you define desistance first, just so I know what we're talking about the same thing?
Desistance, as in they detransition for whatever reason that may be, which is only like I'll say a 2 to 5% range of our 1 to 2% world population, which is so it's astronomically small population of people. But typically, when they desist or detransition, it is typically not because it is them figuring out that they aren't trans. They typically realize that they're trans if they're going through the surgeries and going through hormone therapy and all that stuff. They typically understand this and they know that about themselves. Typically, it is reported that they detransition because of societal factors, like the people around them treating them personally. Good. Bring back shame in a malicious, negative way that is very apparent because of the way they look, the way they sound, the way they exist in the world. As
based family,
it's very
based
difficult
friends.
to, I guess, talk about these things because the immediate
shame
reaction
them
is to
into
like,
desisting from this mentally ill cult.
So hold on. So what you're saying though, right? So I mean, I just want to be clear.
Good.
What you're saying is that by doing those things and pressuring people away from being trans, that they stop wanting to be trans.
It's not that they stop wanting
they
to be
were
trans.
forced
They just
into it.
believe that by no longer transitioning, or like they just don't have the means to continue transitioning.
How do you know that?
Well, in the studies, they say that their reason for it's like I said, it's an astronomical small fucking 2 to 5% of our 1 to 2% population. Okay. So like astronomically small.
Yeah.
They say that the reason they personally detransition, or at least the most cited reason, is not because they realize that they're being trans. It's that the people around them treat them so poorly for being trans that continuing healthcare is detrimental to their lived experience.
So they don't need it then. So like by doing that, you create a situation in which they don't need it, because you said that they detransition and then they're okay.
They do need it. It's that people make them feel so suicidal.
But then they don't do it anymore.
Horrible about. That's not good.
Why?
Do you think people should be able to peer pressure you out of getting knee surgery?
Knee surgery?
Knee surgery, what does it have to do with
getting an artificial limb? Like, why do you think it's okay for people to peer pressure trans people out of getting healthcare that improves their life of living?
That's just your prescription for what should happen. Like to them, like these people are saying that like they got pressured out of it and then now they don't want to do it.
No, I didn't say that. They didn't get pressured out of it to where they don't want to do it. They get pressured out of it because their lived experience is so poor being visibly trans that they believe that they should just not continue transitioning.
So you're saying people don't have to do it then? They don't have to do it then?
Why? Yes. No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that people are so disgusting towards trans people
Do they all kill themselves after?
No, they don't all kill themselves after.
So they're saying that you don't have to do it then.
Yes, true.
So do you not care, I guess?
No, I do care. I'm asking because the reason I asked about if they kill themselves after, because if they always kill themselves after, then that would be data, like proof data that we can say that that's bad. That's what I was asking you, because I didn't know. It
is the preferable choice.
So wait. So, okay, this is where we're going to loop back to the abortion thing.
Wait, what?
So, like, the value of the life here is just the most important factor. So no other factor involved, like peer pressuring that person into not receiving the medical care that was studied and tailored for them. Well, like, that's okay.
I'm using it
for your argument. You don't need that.
Is that if we can prove, right? So, like, if we can prove for sure that pressuring people to detransition, and then they detransition, and then they kill themselves after, then we can prove that
it's the people that transition. It's the 41%,
right?
Right.
That's why I'm asking if you had the data for it. Like, then we could prove it, which would be like huge for your case, right?
What the fuck did I just listen to?
Do you want me to say it slower?
So, like, do you value human life to the same degree that I do?
What do you mean?
You don't value human life.
Yeah, I don't want them to kill themselves. That's my point. My point is I don't want them to kill themselves. So, like, if you
affirming
are able
them
to
will
draw
lead them down
like
a
a
path of
correlation
degeneracy and self-destruction,
detransitioning causes a higher rate of killing themselves, then we could use that to say that it's a bad thing.
It's not,
which would be good. Which would be good.
No, he knows it's not.
Know? Like, I really know a lot about it, right?
I think you can look up the specific suicide statistics and stuff on your own. Personally, I think
you're
really? Super interested in that.
Oh
personally.
Yeah, can
you? But
not coming prepared.
If we can just focus on, do you value human life to the same degree that
you don't?
That I do.
You don't value human life. Higher? You don't value human life at all.
So, like, there's nothing wrong with, like, again, I'm going to ask this again, so I want an answer to this. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with people who aren't experiencing this healthcare to peer pressure others who are experiencing this healthcare out of taking healthcare that improves their standard of living.
It doesn't.
There's, I guess what I'm saying is I don't know if that proves that it actually does increase their standard of living for every person.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It actually makes things far worse.
It depends.
Do you Leaflit?
You just made it up.
Think it is okay for people to peer pressure other people out of taking healthcare that has been proved and studied to improve our standard of health?
Okay, I have a question for you first. This is actually really related.
No, you have to.
It's a fallacious argument.
Go ahead.
It's bullshit.
Sorry, go ahead.
When did you stop beating your wife?
Can you start over and answer?
No, it's ridiculous.
That way I can
it's fallacious.
No,
when did you stop beating your wife? No, it's ridiculous. No, these freaks have a mental problem. The correct solution is not to put them into this conveyor belt and assembly line of pseudoscience voodoo bullshit. No, it does not increase the standard of living of these people by putting them through this chemical cocktail and then cutting parts of their body up. No, you are full of shit. You are selfishly trying to lure people into your fetish because you want them to be part of your group. But the reality is that no, it does more harm than it does good. Base people, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, who reject this trans madness and will do anything they can to keep their family member from going down this path. Absolutely unfathomably based. Good. No, it does maximal harm to affirm this mental illness. And you can tell from the quality of person that this is not the correct way. Yeah. It is a fallacious argument. He's saying, well, unless you agree with me, then you're not in favor of life. No, you are not in favor of life. You are not in favor of life.
This man is trying so hard to claim the moral high ground by running headfirst repeatedly into a shield wall.
Yeah, absolutely. There is absolutely no moral position that this guy has. None. It's all subjective based on, innuendo, lack of understanding. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Guy that was girly. And they still went along with it online for a while, but then they really thought about it. And then they made the determination that it was actually better for them to not transition.
And
I think that's a good result, to be honest.
So like instead of like respecting like health professionals, medical care, and like treatment studies, like
they can be wrong.
It's not like deterministic that person is trans, obviously, because they didn't go through the treatment.
People detransition, right?
But, like,
so.
Yes, but like you didn't even want them to be evaluated by like a professional whatsoever. You just thought it was like appropriate on your own to just think trans healthcare probably bad, and it's better if you just don't. You're like,
I didn't say that.
Thank you, Leaflit.
No,
I
it
told
is.
them. Let me tell you what I actually told them.
I'm pretty sure that's.
Let me tell you what I actually told them. I told them that actually what I told them is actually like I don't think it's transphobic at all. I told them like, listen, like I just want you to understand, because like everybody was telling them that like everybody was basically patting them on the back for like coming out, and I basically told them like, as your friend, I just want to tell you that you don't have to do this, and that if you determine that you're okay living as a guy, you can be a girly guy. You can be a guy that likes cute things and likes to dress up like in girl clothes and have more of a feminine attire, and that's totally fine. And I told him, but if you go through it and you determine like, actually like this, I actually am trans, and I told them like, yeah, you're my friend. Of course I'm gonna be there for you. So that's what I told them. And then through their own determination, they determined that actually I'm okay with being a feminine guy. And then they despite being on that road to go through it, they backed out. Mm-hmm. So like I have personal experience with this.
I think it's a whole lot of yapping to just say you never wanted them to experience professional like evaluation. Like you just didn't want that to happen.
No, I told them that they could do that. I told them they should seek therapy. I did.
Oh, you didn't mention that, so. But okay, I believe you. Mm-hmm. I believe you.
God, this fucking freak.
But like, you just think it's like appropriate to like do that though, because it happened once where like your friend.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah. You should explore other options. Like just because you have feelings that you believe that you're the other gender doesn't mean that you should immediately do it.
Yeah, especially because
this is a big lifelong decision. Something that you should think about, like all of the options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
a very balanced point of view, I think.
When you go through professional evaluations. They go through all this. Yeah,
but like for example, in this case, right? Like I knew my friend a lot more than like a therapist would, right? Because I've known them for years. Yeah, I've known them for years. So like like I've always noticed that they were kind of a girly guy, right? So
yeah,
that's why I went
knew
through
that for years. So like they shouldn't have got knee surgery. Like personally, they shouldn't have got it.
Wait, what?
This guy's such an idiot.
Like knee surgery? What are you talking about?
Well, you knew them personally, so they shouldn't have got that treatment.
Such a clown.
I don't know. Like that's an interesting explanation. For
no, well,
why they
came up with the decision themselves. I didn't.
Well, I'm not saying
it's like I pointed a gun at their head and told them like, you're not gonna become trans. I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah,
You're currently taking credit right now. You're describing right now. I
spoke
to my friend and I let them know that it's okay to be a feminine boy.
I think it had a big effect on it. They told me themselves, by the way. It wasn't like that's not me.
No, from
saying it had a big effect on it. That's
this freak has lost on every. By the way,
this isn't the point. I'm saying you don't.
You told me it was me.
By the way, somebody in chat says, "Wait, I thought the debate was on abortion." Yes, the debate was on abortion, but this person lost so absolutely spectacularly that they pivoted to transgenderism and have now been just talking, waffling on about, but don't you think that you should be able to have, like, the lived experience of, like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're spouting nonsense that harms people. And by the way, you're friends with Nyara. What do you think about transing kids? You think transing kids is bad, right? Right? Unlike Nyara, who thinks that transing kids is good? No. Your mental illness should be treated as a mental illness. And the people who are part of this should be... the people who are part of this should be treated with care because we do value life, but the care is not affirming this behavior because we've seen that does not work.
They were getting that information from other people, like the other side of the argument. They were getting from other people, so I was presenting a counter argument because I cared about them.
Okay, all right.
Do you have any other questions?
I don't know. Do you have any questions? I mean, I'm here. I'm here all night.
I mean, I was wondering about
the
the abortion thing. I mean, I'm letting. It's your turn. It's your turn. Go ahead. You can submit to me the scrutiny. It's your turn.
How come y'all are like trying to leverage the Asmongold thing so heavily?
Y'all are trying to leverage the Asmongold thing, like him.
When I say y'all, it's because I'm like, yeah, but y'all as in like
Right.
Asmongold is banned clearly for a while. Like he's been on like a crusade of saying some wild, abhorrent shit. Hassan has been banned at least I think 2 times. I think in this.
He got banned a lot less. Like Hassan has said a lot worse things, and he's gotten banned for a lot less than Aspen.
But he's gotten banned like twice in the span it took Asmongold to get banned.
But the amount, right? So, like the duration.
Wait, okay,
go ahead.
This isn't.
Okay, so now, guys, apparently, this person has lost the debate on abortion. This person has lost the debate on trans issues. So now we're going to bitch about Asmongold. This person wants to know why you people have an issue with Asmongold being banned. Because don't you know that Hassan was also banned? Hassan was banned for like a day. A day. For egregious shit. What did Asmongold say? Hey guys, I don't really care about the opinion of, like, illiterate third worlders when it comes to American politics. That is correct. That is the correct position. Now, you want to ban him because you don't like him because you're a freak and you're pro-censorship because you want to block out anyone that gets in the way of you promoting this, freak shit to other people. And, he's not left-wing enough. But, I mean, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you people are the worst.
Doesn't seem right.
It's an older camp. It's an older clip. So
is it currently? Do you have the exact clip, or do you have a post on that? Like,
no,
I think the details matter here.
I mean, the details matter, but like, if people actually give a shit, which people just don't give a shit, honestly, like they'll go and look up the fucking clip. But like, I'm not trying to fucking. I honestly just don't give a fuck about this whole like online.
If you don't give a fuck, why are you talking?
Like, it's acceptable for people like y'all to basically denigrate trans people and just spread misinformation.
Wait, denigrate trans people? Like, do you think I'm denigrating trans people?
I think by like knowing nothing about our healthcare, pretty much. I think
you said yourself that I knew about that one thing. So obviously I know some things.
Well, yeah,
I don't think everybody knows everything, right?
No, I mean it took you a while to come to that. I mean, I wouldn't put it past you to start reading something from the cast review or fucking look something up.
No, I'm actually looking at your model. I have like some papers, but they're mostly on the. I have some papers, but they're mostly about like abortion.
Because that was the topic.
Well, yeah, I'm not really too interested in the abortion thing because I just don't think you care about human life to the same degree that I do.
I mean, I disagree.
Oh, well,
because I don't think that the value of human life is dependent on it's not subjective as to like the ideas of like the person's mother.
I think that the human experience I think the human experience of everyone involved is actually more valuable than just the specific value of a one party.
So if a person would have a better human experience by killing you, is that okay?
No.
Why not?
Because I have my own agency. I didn't consent to being killed. No, did I?
The baby doesn't consent to being killed.
The baby has no agency besides before like what? 22 something weeks before it can actually.
So let's say that like you get in a car accident and then you're in a coma, but you're gonna wake up in say like 9 months. Can I kill you because you have no agency? You have no agency.
You literally don't know that.
Let's say you did. For the sake of argument, the doctor said, "I know that in 9 months this person will wake up," and I said, "Well, they have no agency now," and then I just shoot you in the face.
Yeah.
Well. In that case, I do have agency because the professional doctor is saying, I'm going to wake up in 9 months. So yes, I do have agency in that case.
No.
They're determining I'm going to survive.
You don't because you can't do anything to stop it. You have no say.
Yeah.
You're unconscious, so you have no agency.
I'm not connected to the what? Hold on, wait a minute.
You're connected to the machines.
Wait, so now you're comparing like me and my like lived life experience. Like I'm going through the life I've been through right now. Like that's comparable to a baby who can't survive outside of the mother. Like,
in fact, I'd say the baby actually has more because they have more life potential.
Yeah, true.
Wait,
Because
so
when
even
you
though,
kill when you kill the baby, you're not only killing the baby, you're killing all versions of them in the future.
No. We have
Yeah.
whoa. We have
Yeah.
to we have to stop on there.
Sure, go ahead.
You're hypothetical. We know that they are going to wake up in 9 months.
Yes,
Yeah.
So
you.
how do I have? Okay, so how does that baby who has no potential of living outside of the mother's womb before a certain point in time, how do they have more life potential than me, who's going to wake up
Because
they won't be born
and continue
eventually.
living my life? Oh.
Because you're older, and then they actually have more life to live.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Because when you kill a
like,
baby, right? When you kill a baby, you're simultaneously killing not only the baby, but also like them
The
as a
future.
child, them as a
Yeah.
teenager,
Yeah,
them as
great
an adult,
argument.
them as a grandparent.
Oh.
You're killing them all along
So-
that line, and all
So-
of the kids that are
But
connected.
by
to
your
them.
logic again, like as long as that woman just gives birth and a serial killer kills them, I guess it's just less cringe, you know?
I mean, the serial killer thing is a completely different argument.
You don't want to
Like
have
you
that
keep
one,
bringing that up.
apparently, though.
No, we can have that argument, but like we can't have that argument unless we determine the value of human life.
Well,
Because I
that's
don't know
what you
how
wanted
you
to
could
debate me
possibly
on.
have that argument.
Well, you wanted to
I've been
personally
trying.
debate me on
I've been trying to debate you on it for like the entire time. That's why I was asking you. Like that's why I was asking you. Like when, like is the human life subjective? Like this is all connected to answering that question. Like we cannot answer that question unless we cannot answer the question of like whether or not that was an appropriate thing to say until we go through these steps. It's the final boss of the argument.
An appropriate thing to say? I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't give a fuck personally. The appropriate
what?
thing to say? Wow.
What are you talking to me? Or
I
are you
don't
talking to
care
chat?
about what. No. I'm talking to you. I don't
Huh?
care about the appropriate thing to say. Okay, like if it's just the truth, it's the fucking truth.
Wait, what?
It's worth to engage in nuance. I personally don't care
are you
about the
talking
children
about?
who cannot. I'm going to monologue.
Okay,
I
go ahead.
personally just do
What are
not
you
care
talking
about
about?
the children who cannot survive outside of the mother's womb past before
Yeah,
a
you
certain
made that
period of
abundantly
time.
clear.
At that
Huh?
point,
That is
I
an
have
immoral and
no
indefensible
intention
position.
or no willingness to give agency to that living being. Me personally, it's a different story when the mom is going through the story. Like they're absolutely not going in there happy, willy-nilly, excited to get rid
Sure,
of babies.
some of them are.
And even if you think it's wrong for them to fucking give an abortion, that's not up to you. And I don't care. I personally just don't care.
Well,
if you don't
who
care,
cares what
then
you
I will
think?
wake up in 9 months in the future because an unborn baby has more life expectancy than me.
True.
Then I don't understand how the conversation can fucking continue. You just don't value
Yeah, you're
human life
an idiot.
to the same
You're an
degree that
immoral
I do.
freak.
That's
I actually
Not
think
true.
about what is best for the
So-
baby
so you're-
past like
hold
what
Yeah, what's best for the baby? Yeah, to kill it, right? That's what you think is best for the baby, is to kill it. Which is insane. You're insane. You don't really give any value to human life. You don't. You're crashing out because you've lost on every issue, even the ones that weren't part of the initial debate. You have been routed. Your entire moral framework is a joke. It's a bad joke. You do think that life is subjective. You think that the value of life is subjective. You think that, the mother wants to abort the baby because her experience tells her that it's fun. Well, what if her lived experience is wrong? Lived experience is not always right. Life is more important, which is why we try to do things to minimize harm. It's not the no harm principle, but under the Christian ethic, we don't want people to suffer. And trans ideology, this left-wing ideology, maximizes suffering across a whole number of different variables, which is why freaks like you can never be in positions of power. You don't think about the things that you're saying. You just blurt out this regurgitated nonsense. There's no duty of care over anything. You have nothing to back it up. You just make it the fuck up. And then, when Leaflit comes and acts in remarkably good faith, you crash out because you are not getting your way. You're throwing a tantrum like a big fucking baby. And you have an avatar that matches your inside, which looks like a big fucking baby.
you
how
value
is
human
that
life
possible?
less.
It's not possible.
You don't want to engage in nuance. You don't. You want to engage in nuance with the trans stuff. Obviously, you want to engage in nuance there. But with abortion, you don't. You just said all baby killing is just bad. Basically, no
True.
nuance
Yes,
needed. It's just
yes.
bad.
All baby
And I think
Yes.
that's cringe.
true.
Yes.
True.
That's so cringe. Like, you're loading it. You're
Oh my
loading it. I
God.
don't like, people can clip. Okay, clip it. Whatever. I don't care. People can clip it. That's just so cringe. Like, no
You
nuance
got
is worthy to engage with. Where it's
BTFO'd.
no longer cringe. Like, you think it's less cringe for a serial
That's-
killer who enjoys
listen,
killing babies.
that's why I
than
asked-
the abortion.
That's why I asked you.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I asked you. You said nuance, right? I said, give me a situation of nuance. And that's what I'm
I've
asking
given
you right
so
now.
many. I gave you so many like
No.
nuanced situations.
That's
in the
what I'm
beginning of the
asking you is
fucking
where is the value?
This person is
Where does the
supremely
value
stupid.
reside in the baby? Where does it come from?
Morally and intellectually
I keep-
retarded.
The
All right,
pre 20-week baby, where does the value come from? Where is it?
The value doesn't come from me. The
Where
value
does it
doesn't come from me.
Yes, where
The
does it
value
come from? From where?
The value comes
From where?
from the intention to take that child to birth.
Which is subjective.
Yes. Which is subjective. Yes.
Feedback, like what my position is on this.
You're not admitting the thing. Like you're not admitting the logical conclusion of your argument.
You're trying to do the thing right now. You want me to like, oh, you don't value human life. You think it's subjective, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's
My
kind of
God, this
cringe.
guy
I
is
don't
That's
like.
what you said.
I don't like.
It's almost
No.
sad to hear him.
My God, this is so pathetic. It's almost sad to hear him. It's extremely sad. It's extremely sad. This person does not know anything, and we don't want people to act like this. We don't. We would much rather have this person be reasonable and sensible, but this is genuinely nuts. This is why you can't give these people any semblance of control.
You want me to like, oh, you don't value human life. You think it's subjective, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's kind of cringe. I don't
That's
like.
what you said.
I don't like. No, that's cringe.
How is it
That's
not subjective then, from your
There's
point of view? How is it not? How is it not?
nuance.
Okay, how is it not?
Nuance.
You can keep saying.
So, like,
Is what I'm saying is that what I'm telling you is that you said that I don't value life as much as you did. You do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, according to your line of logic, I'm engaging with your logic. I'm understanding your logic that it is subjective. Therefore, I don't agree with your prescription that I don't agree with your
Where's my
analysis.
prescription?
Your analysis. I
Where's
don't
my
agree
analysis?
with your analysis that you think that you value life more than me. I don't think it's true.
you can't summarize the thing I've been.
I did. It's subjective. It's subjective according to what you said. That's the only thing you can infer from it. There's no other way. There's no way to infer objectivity from your argument.
You
Oh gosh.
I don't know how to describe, like, I'm taking into account more than just the baby's life. I'm taking into account the baby and the mother and like what's best for everyone moving forward past a certain point of time. I don't know how to explain that without you like harping on the subjectivity point or
So
something.
you want to
like
talk
that.
about it on a scale, as in like, so okay, so what you're talking about is you're talking about it on a scale, as in the value of the life is in opposition to the woman's like the woman's quality of life. I assume is that the argument you're making?
Yeah.
It's not just a woman's quality of life.
What is it then?
At certain
Or,
point.
or her
At a certain
subjective
point- no, I'm
preference
saying
about
at a
whether
certain
she
point,
wants
It's not
it.
just a woman's quality of life.
Okay, so okay, go on.
So
What are you weighing on the
as
scale?
So as I'm saying, is that once it becomes deterministic, which is around 22, 23 weeks, that the baby has a chance of survival outside of the womb, it is better to give that baby, because it is that is when the babies have the potential to actually be something without being attached to the mother anymore. Livelihood expectations and the mothers, because yes, there are going to be some scenarios like, and obviously I'm not even going to engage with the rape one. I'm not going to engage with the rape one, but there are scenarios where children are just
give me an
not
example?
developing.
Give me an
or
example
children are-
of a scenario and we
I'll
developing.
give this same exact scenario where people said, "Hey, your child is born without lungs, or like isn't going to like be able to live with like because it's like,
Okay.
it has a conformity."
Hold
It
on
has-
real quick.
Like it has. Yes.
That is a very small. Let's talk about the average case.
Stop.
Let's talk about the average
I don't
case.
care. No,
It's
I don't
important.
care. No, it's not important. Engage with what I'm saying.
Okay, let me engage with what you're saying then. Okay. I agree with you. In those cases, if the child has no lungs and they're gonna die anyway, sure, we'll make a little trade. We'll make a deal. We'll make a deal. Listen. Let me finish. We're gonna make a deal. We're gonna make a deal. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes. In those cases, okay, abortion's okay. We ban it for everything else.
No, that's not a fucking deal. No,
Why is that
the
not a
deal
deal?
is you accepting that yes, there are reasons to engage with nuance, and that I'm factually correct here.
That specific case.
No.
I'm carving out.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you don't want to engage with the fucking nuance. You just want to value the life expectancy of that child. You don't know how that child is going to end up as it gestates. You don't know. We don't know. Anything could happen.
So then naturally the solution is to kill it, right? No, this guy has no argument. He's crashing out because the reality is he's trying to justify his completely unjustifiable position, his completely immoral position. He's trying to justify it by saying that, well, we don't know what the quality of the life is going to be. Well, if you leave the child alone, there is a much better possibility that it's going to have a better life than if you aborted it, if you ended the life. Ending the life is the worst case scenario. It is the maximal amount of harm. You are ending a life. So whatever other variable that you're going to come up with, you're going to have to make a pretty damn good explanation as to why you think that killing it is the preferable option, and you've not done a good job.
Like when anyone dies, like this is like the one thing that you just like care about more. Like
dying's a pretty big deal. People die when they're killed.
No, wait, but why are these things like deterministically bad? It seems.
Why is it bad when a person dies?
Well, I'm asking you in your own question. Yes, in your own for your own answer. Yes.
Like how can you tell me? Like how can you tell me that you care more about life when you're trying to say that it doesn't matter when people die? Like, what are you talking about?
Because earlier I asked you stuff on the trans healthcare stuff, and you said that could you show me like the suicide statistics on the detransition thing? Because if we could show that
because it's the worst thing that can happen.
Because if you could show that leading people to detransition leads to suicide, then that would be bad. But past that point, you don't really care of engaging with like the other like factors that leads to that death. Like you just think the death part is bad. You don't care about the other factors involved. The death is the easiest.
Suicide is the easiest metric that we can have. Like measuring it by happiness or whatever. A lot of it's really subjective.
Yeah, that's true.
And again, how do you know that they're not happier the other way? How do you know that?
Why is transition?
How do you measure that
if they don't die?
How do you measure that they're happier than the people that detransition?
Because it's studied.
So where?
No, it's not.
Well, actually, hold on.
How do you even determine that in a study?
Let me.
Okay. Hold on. Guys, hold me back here. Trans people online are some of the most disgusting, degenerate, nasty, cruel, vindictive, idiotic, ignorant, just profane human beings I've ever fucking seen. What are you talking about? They're happier now that they've transitioned. The way that trans people act online is so disgusting and so profoundly at odds with what you would assume with a person's happy. Look at what they did to Silvervale and Pekingese over Hogwarts Legacy. Look at every time the trans community does something, it's a fucking abomination. It's just absolute garbage. Or remember that trans freak that went into the girls' bathroom at Disneyland and then filmed itself in there? No. Every time a trans person or part of the trans community does something online, it is a demonstration that we should not be as tolerant about this ideology as we are. That there is something deeply and profoundly degenerate and disturbing about these people. And because we as Christians value human life, we're not going to end their life. We're going to help them. And by helping them, we help society and we help ourselves. Quaz in chat says, which one? You remember that person, remember the person, I don't remember their name, the one that was doing the reviews, you remember the one that was doing the reviews about, just type in trans Disneyland bathroom, and you'll find the trans person that was going to be arrested in Florida for filming in a girl's bathroom. I don't remember what its name was, but yeah, like these people are all miserable, and like if this person is any example, they've got like a female lolly avatar. They're in favor of abortion, like a Lily Tino. There you go. Thank you, chat. Multiple people said Lily Tino. Yeah, Lily Tino, that freak. Like trans people online. I'm not talking about individually. There may be some people that are fine. But all the trans organizations are suspect. The trans people in the trans community are suspect. Like, these people are just weird. And what they do and what they engage with is just, it's obnoxious. Like, Hogwarts Legacy was a great example. It was a great game. But because we hate J.K. Rowling, that gives us carte blanche to go after anyone in the most vindictive, nasty, mean-spirited and cruel way imaginable. No, I reject that in its entirety. These people are a problem. And you don't solve this problem by just affirming it. You do it by going through, and I know that a lot of trans people, they sort of scoff at that, but no, you need help. And the help is not to go down this path, it's to find a way to deal with the reality that you're not trans. You're never going to be the gender to which you think you're the opposite. It is a mental illness. You do not and cannot know what a woman is. If you're a man, well, you can know what a woman is, you can know what a man is, but you can't tell what a woman's mind is like. Oh, I think like a woman. How do you know you're not a woman? It's like, it really is. So I'm trapped in a woman's body. No, you're a guy that has these different characteristics and these different thoughts, but you're still a guy.
Like
Again,
the studies.
The cast review was argued in court, so it has a much higher standard of data.
Argued in court, actually.
Okay, can you link it to me then? Link me the specific one, because Utah. I don't know which. That one is.
Yeah. Got you. Here you go. Kids should not be transitioning, period. End of story. Minors should not be transitioning, period. End of story. Interesting.
Yeah, true.
Fuck, I guess, we did these studies for just no reason. Just fuck it.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't. Who did the study? Who funded it?
Minors should not be transitioning, period. End of story.
So you just...
What are you trying to prove with this, by the way, this article?
It's better to transition kids.
Well, this is more recent than the cast
yeah,
review,
but what are you trying to prove in this? This is an article. Like, this isn't a study.
Yes, this is an article that there was supposed to be a study on trans healthcare, and they did a study on trans healthcare.
What study? Where's the study?
Oh God!
This is an article. This is a journalist article. This isn't a study at all.
Oh my God!
Did I say I was linking you a fucking study?
That's what I asked for.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You asked me about the Utah thing.
Yeah, which is the study I was asking for.
Oh my gosh! I linked her an article. I was hoping it would bamboozle her. I was hoping it would bamboozle her. I linked her an article. It was from
Here.
It was from the National Enquirer.
Just link you this.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Study? Finally? Study? study. Yeah.
So I'm going to link you this document. It's on the integrity of the cast review thing.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to get you to engage with the fact that there are states and legislations asking for studies to be made, and then people work on these studies to figure out the best type of care, and then they figure out that, oh, gender affirming care is actually important and works and is the treatment for gender dysphoria. But people decide, like in that article that you read, minors and people like that should just not be able to receive this type of treatment because they just don't believe it.
Yeah, because there are a lot of
It's
people
bad.
that are biased,
and
there are a lot of people that have a financial
any
interest, and a
healthcare
lot of people that
decisions.
have an
Personally,
agenda
I think
interest.
professionals and medical care providers should be doing those studies and reviews and XYZ.
No,
But
gender affirming care
I don't
is
think
bullshit.
the government should have the final say over who should be able to
it's maximal
our health care, basically. Like, I think that'd be fucked up in any other scenario.
Wait, so this isn't a study. This is a critique of caste. This is an actual study.
He's gonna crash.
This is. I'm letting you know that you can read through all this, but it goes over like
this is like 50 pages, by the way.
Yeah, I know. You can if you care about the cast.
Yeah, but
this
isn't actually a study. This is a critique of caste.
Well, when you read through the thing, it explains why the cast review obfuscates data to achieve the conclusion of the cast review's purpose of being commissioned. So,
okay.
You can read it if you care about it.
Yeah, it's quite long. It's going to take me a while. This is like 39 pages.
Yeah. It's going to take you a while.
I can try to analyze it like this.
You don't have to read it all in this fucking. You don't have to read this all fucking this whole fucking stream. But like, you're really hell bent on staying on like the cast review stuff. And like,
well, I mean, it is an important piece of data. That's why, again, that was actually critiqued before.
So, but
and again, like I said, the guy admitted it. Like the person who was presenting on behalf of that was on the behalf of the pro trans actually had to admitted that it was that it didn't show that it didn't show a reduction in suicide rates, basically.
Right.
I'll link some PubMed independent reviews too, so being like biased or anything.
Some articles talking about it. Man.
I'm just letting you know that there is a lot more into the conversation about trans healthcare and if it's or if it's not okay, more than just like what doctors and stuff. So like
theoretically, do you want to talk about the philosophy behind it instead? That way, we're not talking about studies and stuff. So
another loss.
This doesn't really critique. Just like a last thing on this is it doesn't actually refute caste according to what I'm reading.
Well, I'm asking, like, I don't know how to explain, like the focus is on you. I'm asking you these questions to learn about you.
Okay, sure. You want to ask me more questions? Sure, go ahead. Well,
I'm trying to figure out like why it seems like you focus on like the death aspect more than everything that contributes up to that death in the first place. It's a big deal. Well, yes, it is a big deal, but you focus on the death so much that you ignore everything else that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
You ignore everything else that leads
because
up
life
to
is
that
a Christian.
Death.
You mean like
it's not suffering is also a big deal. Not suffering is a pretty big deal. I promise you, it's a pretty big deal.
Not suffering, like taking responsibility for the kid, like that's suffering.
Yeah.
Like raising the kid is suffering.
No, what? No, I'm saying like if you know that bringing that child to term is going to cause them like a life of suffering, then like isn't that like
the child a life of suffering, or the person, or the mom, or both?
I mean, wouldn't it cause both of them? Like they're watching, they're watching their child that they love and care about, that they wanted to bring to fruition, suffocate.
So they kill him instead.
Yeah.
Or the trans child, like, or just
a trans child.
Anyone, like,
what?
Just like
a trans child
matter to you, like at all?
Of course, it matters.
So like I'm trying to ask like why aren't you taking
I don't think suffering justifies killing people. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you're if you're gonna
Let me
just,
give you an
like,
example
load
that let me give you an example that you won't agree with, right? Like say there was a parent, right? And then they had a kid. The kid's like, I'm trans, and like, oh well, you're gonna suffer a lot, so they just kill them. You wouldn't agree with that, right? Like you would agree that the
No,
suffering.
but
Do you think that the
no.
suffering of being trans is terrible?
The suffering. No, well, first
Like,
off,
every
we
trans
live
person
in,
I know tells me that it's suffering.
We currently live in a life of suffering because of people like y'all. Y'all just don't want to listen to our experiences
Y'all,
of
like
being
what?
trans and stuff.
Why
Yeah.
do I have to listen
Like-
to your experience? You just live your life. I don't really care.
Well, we try to live our lives, and then people like fucking berate us and focus on the fact that we're trans
What
because
do
it
you
was
mean?
so visible and apparent.
How
What do you mean?
I
No,
berate you for
please
being
don't
trans?
be fucking stupid. Please
No,
don't.
I'm not. I'm
please-
asking
please
you.
don't.
How would I berate you for being trans?
Yeah, it's because you think that being trans gives you some sort of special status, and it doesn't. People of reality notice that you're mentally ill and morally disgusting, and you have no logic, you have no basis for anything. You basically just excrete this noise and think it gives you the right to be as nasty and hostile as possible. Leaflit has treated you with more goodwill and more good faith than you deserve. And you have demonstrated that you are morally repugnant, intellectually bankrupt. You don't really understand any of what you're talking about. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The fact is that it's us who have to suffer and endure, like less than 2% of the population with your bitching and your moaning and your complaining because, oh, you didn't affirm my mental illness that is divorced from reality, so therefore I'm made to suffer. No, we are not going to affirm your bullshit. That's it. We're not going to do it. Now, you say, well, then that leads to harm. No, you're not going to be able to hold a gun to your head and say, do this or else. The answer is no. At this point, we're saying, we're going to take away the gun and we're going to put you in a cell. You are not going to hold this country and our society hostage anymore.
People like y'all just don't want to listen to our
Y'all,
experiences of
like
being
what?
trans and stuff. Yeah.
Why do I have to listen
Like-
to your experience? You just live your life. I don't really care.
Well, we try to live our lives, and then people like fucking berate us and focus on the fact that we're trans
What
because
do
it
you
was
mean?
so visible and apparent.
How
What do you
would
mean?
I
No,
berate you for
please
being
don't
trans?
be fucking stupid. Please
No,
don't.
I'm not. I'm
Please-
asking
please
you.
don't.
How would I berate you for being trans?
Didn't you say conversion therapy might be good in like the Niara debate?
Yeah, I mean, there could be a case in like, which it's a thing to try out, and then if the kid goes,
It's just-
if you find out, right, because we don't know if the person is trans, and if the conversion therapy, and again, I'm not talking about shocking people or waterboarding them. I'm talking about just
Quaz says, with a $5 donation, a man named John Money, did the study and it ended in disaster. You should look into that guy. It's a nightmare. I don't know why your thing didn't show up, my friend. I don't know why it didn't show up, or maybe it did and we missed it. But I'm happy to read it and I appreciate the donation. Something is broken, I think. Leaf has the patience of a saint. Quaz, I don't know why that didn't show up. I'll be honest. Every other one has shown up. I mean, it was $5. I don't know why.
going to a thing where like they talk you through your problems, kind of like what I did, right? Like,
Well,
would you consider that?
therapy? Conversion therapy has been proven to exacerbate issues and suffering. Yes, like
From
this
who?
isn't
Who
good.
said that?
I feel like there's no way. Like, did
So
we
like
not
in my
ban
specific
conversion
case,
therapy for these
in
reasons?
my specific case where I tried to talk my friend, I tried to convert them away from being trans, ended up being a
Wait.
positive for their.
We do listen to you. We just don't understand because you're not making any sense.
True. Yeah, we do listen. You're just nonsensical. Yeah, people are listening to what you have to say. It just they don't respect what you're saying because it's illogical. This is maybe it's censored because of John Money. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But thank you for the donation nonetheless.
life.
You wait. So now you're saying you tried to convert them? Like there wasn't just like you just reaching out, being
What
like,
else
"Hey,
could it
you don't
be?
have to be."
I tried to tell them like you don't have to do this. What else could that be?
I wouldn't call that conversion. I wouldn't call that trying to convert them.
Okay, well,
No,
say there
like,
was a
what?
therapy, right? Say there was a therapy in which they were saying, okay, well, let's explore if you're trans or not, and let's explore other options. And then they determined that, okay, so actually we figured out that you're not trans. And then they came
Well, how
out of
can we
came out of therapy converted.
How can we get to that conclude? Like, why is gender affirming care bad? How can we even come to
What they're getting into,
Oh, come
as long
on.
as there is a and this is a very like libertarian argument. Like this is secular. This isn't like a religious thing at all. It basically goes like this, right? Like, I don't want the government telling people what they can or can't do, like tattoos and things like that. And like for me, the trans stuff is like along those lines. So like, as long as you're trying to reach a aesthetic that you want for yourself, I don't really care what you do. I really don't. The only concern I have is that you are aware of what you're doing. That's it. That you're able to actually sign that contract. That you understand what's happening.
I personally don't fully believe you.
Who
Okay,
cares
well,
what
I
you
mean, what do you
believe?
want me
You're
to
a
say to that?
fucking freak.
Nothing.
I've said
You don't
this.
have to say
I've said this
anything
on stream
personal.
many times. You can ask my chat.
Yeah, I just personally don't fully believe you.
Okay. Well, I mean,
But-
there's
Who
literally
cares
nothing
what
I
you
can say
believe?
about that then.
That's just so bad faith. Who cares what you believe, freak? What you believe is so morally and intellectually retarded, you can't even define what you believe. Like, oh, you're going to cast doubt on what they're saying? Who cares? And you want to know, people do listen to transgender people, and that's the problem. Because we've been listening to you this entire thing. And if this is the standard for the trans community, oh boy.
Yeah, but like, I want to know, like,
I've been
I want
consistent
to
about
know
this.
how
I've been very
I
consistent
want
about
to
this.
know. I want to know how you have this position, but like, it seems like you don't care about like the potential suffering that the thing we deal with. It's been studied.
Do you
like,
believe?
like-
let me ask you a question. Do you believe that trans women and trans
trans women and biological women
Are
are
the
the
same?
same?
Are they the
This
same
is so
thing?
this is so fucking cringe. Like, what you just
How
want
is
me
it
to
cringe?
like? It's just
Because
it's just so they're natal women. I just don't care. I don't care. Like, what? What? I don't care.
This is your
Like, it's so
topic.
cringe.
This is your topic.
It's so cringe.
More
I
and
just
more
don't
you
It doesn't
care.
matter
freak.
Like,
how
you're just
cringe it
trying to-
is. Like you
You're-
can't
it's
just
so
take an argument.
cringe.
You
You
know
can't take
the
an argument
answer.
and then you don't want to talk about it because it makes you uncomfortable and you say it's cringe. Like that's not how it
It's
works.
Not that it
freaks
makes
an
you
asshole.
uncomfortable. It's
Yeah,
just like,
true.
this position doesn't further anything that I'm talking about. What are you like? What is the point? I'm talking about our healthcare, our specific healthcare. Do you like? Why is this a bad thing to engage with?
Okay, what do you want to talk about then, and specifically? Go ahead. I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. You're just kind of spurging out.
Give me a bit. Definitely BPD fucking girly out. One moment.
Oh god.
I just gotta unmute for a second.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
I don't know. I think I'm honestly. I think I'm pretty reasonable.
Extremely.
I'm just being real. Like I'm not even like, yeah, like, you know, fuck trans people and like trans people should never be able to do it. I'm not even like that far. I'm pretty moderate on the issue.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry.
Oh god.
So, I don't
Oh god.
that shit. I just
It's
don't.
important though. It's
Wait.
important.
Wait.
Okay.
I will say that trans women are not the same as natal females.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
good.
that,
Basic
biologically
biology.
speaking, after years of HRT, you can get closer to like the biological
Mm-hmm.
definition of a woman than you would without that HRT. I think that's a pretty
still
fair
different.
answer.
It's still different though, right?
Yeah, there is a difference, obviously, but I think that's a pretty fair answer.
So like here's my take on it, right? And people might get pissed
Mm-hmm.
off from this, but this is actually my take on it, right? That if you're
But
okay,
wait,
go ahead.
can I say
Okay,
this? Can I say
sure,
this?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Obviously, natal women have development at birth that is not experienced by natal men. Okay, I want to say that too.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what I think then, right, is how do I explain it? Sorry, like my brain got scrambled for a bit. I like lost the thread. I think that understanding the limitations of things, but then wanting to reach your aesthetic ideal, I think is okay.
Oh.
So
What
like,
do you mean by that?
so the understanding, right, that let's use like MTFs for like the sake of argument, okay? That MTFs.
It's more complicated than the aesthetics, so I just want to let you know early. It's more complicated than the aesthetics. Way more complicated than
Can
the
you
aesthetics.
explain?
Like dysphoria is incurable. We treat the symptoms. It's been studied. Like we just like gender affirming care in the form of hormone replacement therapy just increases like.
But what is it?
And
What is what is being trans in the first place? Like, what is it?
You can't answer that.
I think it's when you're like, how do I explain this in like
It's
a,
like
a
you're
proper
one
way?
you're one gender, right? So like we'll use again MTFs for the sake of argument, right? So a trans MTF person is a person who is a man that they want to be a woman, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is impossible. But hear me out, okay? Before you get mad, it's impossible. But if it's your aesthetic to still want that, then that's up to you. That you should have the freedom to be able to pursue that aesthetic to its peak ideal that you want to reach.
But you're not going to
it's more
redefine
than
language.
aesthetic. There's like there's brain chemistry, hormone levels. Like some people, like me, like
It's all part
I'll
of it.
personally, I will personally attest that like my mental state has personally improved ever since I started transitioning because I was like at the brink before I
I can't even imagine what it was like before.
So can I
waited or
go ahead? Go ahead.
yeah, no, go on.
Oh, so just out of curiosity, like what is your mental state? Like, would you say that like you're I'm not trying to I swear to you, I'm going from good faith. So like would you say that you're depressed, like as a person?
Yeah.
Like, there's something
Seems
that you're
so.
upset about?
Not because I'm trans. If I were to say yes, it's not because I'm trans. It's just
So what is
because
it?
of the whole like world is what's going on. Like there's so much like
right.
So there's
horrible,
nothing.
It's
decrepit,
the world.
not-
Everything is the world.
the trans experience is probably the most valuable thing in my life. It basically breathed a second life into me because before I transitioned, as an adult, by the way, before I transitioned, I pretty much knew I was trans, but I didn't know how to describe it because
That is the saddest and most pathetic thing I've ever heard. That is the saddest and most pathetic thing I've ever heard. Your most valuable thing in your life is this identity? Well, then no wonder you're clinging to it with such desperation. And don't you think that maybe that's a problem? That the only real thing of value in your life is this this identity? Don't you think maybe that's a problem? Don't you think maybe that adds to your unwillingness to learn or adapt on this topic?
And behind this, okay, I'm not trying to be mean. So if a person told you that you were a man, would that ruin your psyche? Or not?
No. It's the passive self. This is a difference. Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to understand that.
Passively self-hate ourselves because we don't see ourselves like when we look in the mirror. Like it is a personal thing that like gender affirming care actually like alleviates.
Got it.
Because like there are like psychological incongruencies and like hormone imbalances and stuff.
When does this
that are
end?
fixed with this.
When does the self-hatred end? That's my question.
Well, it
When does
never
it end?
ends because it never ends.
So it's uncurable then.
Well, hold on, wait. It never the gender dysphoria symptoms
what a
never end. Okay, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. So
It's
how
not
does
that
it cure anything?
No, wait.
Go ahead.
It's not that the hatred. It's not like the hatred doesn't really end. It's just like it's treatable. Like we hate ourselves passively, but we are being like treated for it. We're taking treatment, so we have a better life experience. So like we can feel better about this life that we're going through. Like it's not like we're trying to like just.
This is what I mean. This is why this is so toxic. It's like your entire thing is that the entire thing is that you hate yourself eternally. Well, like
why is it toxic?
Because you hate yourself eternally. That's not like
it's
not a solution.
I understand that it's toxic, but like it's like a medical condition, and this is studied. Like it's not like I'm just speaking out my fucking ass. Like like it's like it like this is a thing. Like like it's not like we're just. Yeah, like some people are just like built this way. Like unfortunately, right? Like it's just like we need care for people like us.
Wouldn't you want to find alternative explanations? Like so, if transitioning like still makes you hate yourself to some level, and you will forever eternally hate yourself, then like how does that solve anything?
I'd rather hate myself being a woman than stay being a man.
But what if there was a way that there was a way for you to find peace with that? Why is that bad for people to seek that?
I would rather hate myself being a woman than stay being a man, and I don't know how to explain it other than that.
This is what I mean. Like it's a toxic condition. That's what I mean. Like
you can do both. You can transition and still study dysphoria. I'm still learning things about myself.
I think that the people that when it comes to like how to explain it. When it comes to
why would I forego a form of harmless treatment when like you're just wanting me to find a form of treatment that might not exist? Like I'll tell you right up, like if I could exist in a comfortable state without being trans, then sure, like
but don't you want to explore it?
Awesome.
Yeah, don't you want to? Okay, if I had a pill right now,
my whole life.
If I had a pill,
my whole life, I wasn't trans. I was trans, but I never transitioned until I like. You know what I mean? Like, you can do both. You can learn about this stuff while you transition. I'm
just curious. So if I had a pill that would make you not trans, would you take it? That would just make you male, and then you would be okay with being male. Would you take that?
Personally, I like the trans experience, but
so you like being depressed and hating yourself.
Wait, what? Personally, this is what I mean by like I don't speak for all trans people. Me personally, like if I were to personally be born, I'd rather have both. I'd rather have both, dick and balls and fucking pussy. Like I'd rather that. Like that is who I envision myself like kind of as. But I'm not going to get bottom surgery. I don't care about that. I personally, my dysphoria. It extends to my facial features and my body structure because I went through the puberty of a man, and like without the information available to me, I couldn't understand what was.
Well, thank you, Quaz, for the $3.16 donation. I sent a vid to your email. Check it, your ledger. Okay, I will do. Thank you. It did. This one popped up on screen, but it wasn't text to speech because the minimum is $5. But I do appreciate it, Quas. Thank you for your contributions. Yeah, this person is incredibly painful, and I think that what we see here is this person has made being trans their entire identity. Even though they hate themselves, even though they're miserable, even though they're ignorant, even though they're dishonest, even though they're a just complete and total fool. They have put so much into this identity that the idea of, distancing themselves from it is becoming painful. It's becoming like torturous to them. So they're willing to defend this at all costs, even if it is detrimental, even if it does lead to a 41% suicide ideation, even if there is, like a 5 to 10%, regret ideation, even if there are people that massively regret this, even if the healthcare insurance companies are taking advantage of them, which they are putting them in an assembly line of forever drugs and forever surgeries and all this other stuff that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Of course, the medical industry affirms this. They make a fortune off of this cosmetic surgery. Of course, they affirm it. Yeah, This hospital can charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for an elective surgery that they reclassify as imperative. Of course they're going to do that. It means nothing to them. You, if you're trans, and you decide I'm not going to play that game. I'm just going to be normal, which you can be, by the way. You could go on to live a normal life. Your heart is beating. You've got air in your lungs. You could go and you could get married and you could have kids and you could be fucking normal if you wanted to. Nothing's stopping you. But you want to play this game. You want to go through this rigmarole. You want to go through this bullshit. And you want to redefine the definition of words for everyone and try to control people because you think this makes you special. It doesn't make you special. It just makes you broken. And that is the saddest thing. We want to help these people, but you're too arrogant and too nasty to even accept the help because you've invested too much into this cult.
Now, because I went through male puberty, females don't have to experience this when they try to transition to men because testosterone does such damage to the body.
They have the same thing. It's just kind of
testosterone does not do damage to the body.
Testosterone changes your voice irreversibly. Yeah, but
even in a lot of cases, in a lot of
this isn't a
cases,
gotcha.
it's obvious
It's just the trans pill stuff. It's just
it's just a thought experiment. It's not.
I'm letting you know though. This is our life, and you could learn more about people like us, and
what do I need to learn about it? Why do I need to learn about it? Is my question.
You need to learn that you shouldn't have the say on the treatment that is helping me actually live life in a comfortable, more comfortable way than I lived previously.
So would you be okay then? Okay, hear me out then. Would you be okay then with a situation in which you could get whatever surgeries you want, whatever you want, but then society says you can't use the women's restroom, you can't do women's sports, you can't join any women's spaces. Would you be okay with that?
That's weird.
Why?
Probably not.
Yes. So it's not about just you. It's about society too. It's about both.
What? No, wait, no. I'm saying I wouldn't be okay with that because
it's about society. It's not just about you as a trans person.
Yes,
true.
It partially has to deal with our self-hatred. Partially has to do with people. No matter what you say or do, they'll just mention you will never be a woman. You will never be a woman.
Why
you
do
will
I have
never be a woman. You will never be a woman.
Why do I have to partake in any of that? Why do I have to partake?
You don't have to partake in any of that. But to our psyche, it damages us.
Well, okay. But you are not important as an individual over the collective. An individual person who's going out there saying, well, we're going to go into the girls' bathroom, we as a society are going to say no, because you're not the gender to which you claim to be. Now, if you want to get into a group of other transgenders and you want to play make-believe, you want to play house, sure, you can do so on your own time. But we're not changing the meaning of words. We're not changing culture. We're not changing anything for you. You are part of a mentally ill group of narcissists, extreme narcissists, that think that you are above everyone else. And the answer is no.
That's
do you
my
understand
point.
the craziness it is to have our medical care, scientific studies, research, all this stuff be determined by the hatred of other people around? That makes no sense.
People will always hate on you. People hate on me all the time. It's a universal experience.
But can they determine your health care?
Your health,
Can they determine your health care?
Well, if you can pay for it yourself, I don't really give a shit. I told you.
I told you.
I don't think people should be able to restrict you from that.
Can those?
It doesn't help your point. I'm a very moderate person, and
this
isn't. Yeah, go ahead.
This is what you're failing to understand.
Okay, what am I failing to
Who
understand?
are you to determine what is the best outcome for someone else's child and someone else's child's doctor?
Should a parent be able
Should a parent be able to talk to a doctor? Should a parent be able to talk to a doctor about the symptoms that their child is experiencing, and for that doctor to evaluate them over to a period of time and determine what would be the right course of treatment for them? Like, what's the issue with that?
None of that course of action is worse than.
Should a doctor like John Money be able to make two kids hump each other?
Answer my fucking question,
I am.
please.
I am answering your question.
No, you're not.
I am.
Yeah.
You're not.
I am.
Minors cannot consent to any medical intervention, so the decisions are made by parents.
Are there things that we determine as society? Are there things that we determine as society that the parents are still not allowed to do their kids?
John Money is not a physician.
Are there things that we determine as society that parents are not allowed to do their kids? Yes or no?
Yes.
Parents. Oh my.
Yes or no?
God.
Are they? Are there things? Are there things that exist? Are there things that exist that parents that we have determined that parents are not allowed to do to their kids, regardless of them being their caretakers of their kids?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. Yes.
So that can be a part of that. Yeah.
Wow.
That can be considered abuse. Yes.
So
yes.
So the professional healthcare could be considered abuse.
It's not healthcare.
Appeal authority.
The other things that the parent could do to that child, oh my God, this is.
Is it appeal authority?
They can get sued. There's a recourse. There's literally recourse for these things. Like.
And we should make it not allowed. We should make it not allowed. That's it.
This freak is crashing out.
It's different. For kids, it's completely different.
Yeah, the struggle session is not working.
Understand anything
it's
about
not working as well for this person.
how it's done, or how it's evaluated, or how. Yes, this is exactly what you're saying.
Nope.
And yes, this is exactly what you're saying.
Nope, it has everything to do with kids not being able to consent, and the fact that care that you say that.
So by the way,
it's not the child's decision. It's the parents and the doctors. The child.
But by the way, we have moved on from abortion. We've moved on. We've gone on to a couple different topics. We are now arguing that this freak, this absolute abomination, thinks that it is okay for children to be able to transition. That's where we are. That is the current conversation right now, where this gross, narcissistic person is trying to argue that it is perfectly okay for children to be able to be transitioned if one of the parents, not both of the parents, if one of the parents, the mom, agrees and tries to put the kid through the treatments. The answer is no. Stay the fuck away from kids, you absolute freak. And that's it. That's it. Listen, if you want to ruin your life with this nonsense, that's fine. We're not going to ruin society for you. We're not going to redefine words. You can be a disgusting, self-hating mess on your own time. We want you to get help, but not at the cost of everything else. And no, you're not allowed to go near children. Stay the fuck away from children. It really is that simple. I'm not going to get in the way of you being a miserable freak. And if you want to do that in your personal life, you're like, I'm a self-hating weirdo, fine. But at the end of the day, you are not going to go anywhere near kids. You're not going to go into women's bathrooms. You're not going to be able to go into female spaces. You're not going to be able to compete against women in women's sports. You are not a woman, and you never will be. And you know what? You may think that's cruel, but it is love. You may not understand it, but it is love. Because in the United States, we are far more reasonable. Even people like me, who I think goes further than Leaflit, we are far more reasonable than anywhere else in the world. And our solution is to basically say, we're not going to affirm this, we're not going to tolerate this, but we're not going to accept this, rather, and we're not going to tolerate it. But at the same time, we're also not going to crucify you for it. We're not going to crucify you for it. If you want to do this, if you want to ruin your life in this way, we will condemn it, we will shame it, but ultimately you'll be able to do it anyway.
Yes, and we should make it not allowed. We should make it not allowed. That's it.
I've lost the argument.
It's different. For kids, it's completely different.
Yeah, true.
So because you don't understand anything about our healthcare or how it's done,
Yeah,
or how
stay
it's
away from
evaluated,
kids.
or how,
Stay away from kids.
This is exactly what you're saying.
No.
Yes, this is exactly what you're saying.
No,
Stay away from kids. You have no right going anywhere near kids.
That care,
Stop harming
care
kids.
That you say
It's
that
not
it
the
is.
child's decision. It's the parents and the doctor.
Nope.
The child is just providing input.
Nope.
What
It
they're
should be
feeling.
illegal. Anyone who
parents
advocates for this
are
should
the
go to
ones,
jail.
like,
The kid is
What?
the one who is
This is
saying
child
what they
abuse.
are.
It's advocating child abuse.
they're literally just describing what they're feeling, and then the parent is like, "Hey."
We need to take back our society. God forgive us for letting it get this bad. We should
Yeah.
beg for forgiveness for the damage that has been done.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, Leaflit's doing a great job. This person's spurging out. But I think this is an important conversation because what they're revealing in real time is how absolutely immoral and indefensible this position is. How indefensible the trans position is. And anyone who supports the trans position going forward, that person should be looked at with suspicion and contempt.
My
Kid-
child is feeling this way.
Kids say
And-
all sorts of shit that they don't mean.
And that's why there's an evaluation period with psychologists.
There are a lot of people that as kids they believe
you
that
know
they're
how long
trans,
it takes?
and then when they
It's
become
a year of
adults,
therapy.
they
A
don't
year
want to
of
do it anymore.
therapy.
So do you want to risk all of those people that have
It's
that
such a
that
small amount of
detransition?
people. It's such a small amount of. We're literally 1% of the population, like 1 to 2%. Like it's such a small percent of the people who end up regretting being trans, and it's not even usually because they regret actually transitioning. It's the
So you're
it's the
saying, like-
societal hatred
So you're saying that
towards
there's
them.
such a small amount of trans people in the world.
Yes. What do you call a 1% of 1% regret rate? Like what? Yes,
Sounds like a damn
it's
good
that
deal to me.
small.
So like we ban it for the 1%, and then like we save everyone else that detransitions later. Sounds like a damn good deal to me.
What? And how
Yeah.
can you? What? This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's mostly female to males who are the ones who detransition, by the way.
So do you want special rules that female to males can't do it, but males to female can?
No. You just don't
Then why do you
understand.
bring it up?
You just don't understand anything
Then why bring
about
it
our healthcare. You just don't understand anything. I just have to let you know. You know.
I mean, you could keep saying that. It doesn't really mean anything because you're not making a good point.
I mean, I think you've shown throughout this that you don't understand anything about our healthcare.
Yeah,
And
you
a little
keep saying
bit you
healthcare.
do. You just
You
use
have no
words like
argument.
dunking on us. So like you don't actually care about the information. You just
You're just
what
trying to
don't-
do an
you just
emotional
I mean,
appeal.
again, like you're just making ad hominem attacks. That's
queen based.
Yeah, see,
Queen.
you're like all you have is ad hominem attacks. Like that's it. Like your logic is just weak. Like
No,
if you can't
I've
if you
provided a
can't
lot
break
of
my logic, how are you gonna break anybody in society? I didn't even
I'm
come
not
here
trying to
prepared for
break
a trans
anyone.
argument. I didn't even come here prepared for a trans argument.
I didn't come here prepared
True.
for a fucking abortion argument. Like what?
Yes, you did. You
You know
literally
what we're
did.
talking about. Like you literally
Sorry,
you're
sure.
literally evading. Like you're evading the argument with something completely nonsensical and
Queen.
non-related.
True.
Queen, so based.
I
You're
mean,
so
the
awesome.
ad hominem again. Like your logic is just not working.
Based. You're so
Yeah,
awesome.
what a weak loser.
Holy shit. All right, I think we probably ended up talking long enough.
All right. Well,
Um.
I mean, I'm not
Hey,
sufficiently
yeah.
convinced on that on either case.
Well, the
So.
point wasn't to convince you. I couldn't care less. But hey, like
I think you convinced a
had
lot of
fun
people though
talking
that
to you.
you're that you convinced a lot of people that like your
No,
point
I
is a
think-
little weird.
No,
Yeah,
I
true.
think that people who hate me are gonna hate me, and that's just what it is.
No,
Like,
you're
whatever.
weird.
No, I mean it's
Holy
like
Yeah, you're
listen.
weird.
There's gonna be people.
Like,
There's
I'm
gonna be
sorry,
people that
if
hate you for being. There's gonna be people that hate you for being trans. That's how it is. There's people that hate people for whatever reasons.
Well,
That's
look,
life.
If people hate other trans people because of my conduct with Leaflit today, you're
I didn't
fucking
say that.
cringe. Like that's so stupid.
That's not
no,
what I said.
I'm just talking. I'm talking to your audience in general. I don't care what you're saying. I'm talking to your audience. I'm saying if anyone cares less about trans people because of my own conduct today, that That's cringe. That reflects
No,
poorly
it's just
on
a
you.
reflection on trans
Stop being
people.
horrible people. Thank you.
It's just a reflection on trans people.
All right, we can leave now.
You
Bye-bye.
are you
Right,
are
it's-
not different.
Damn.
You're not
I
different.
did my
You
best. I don't know. What do you think, chat? I tried to be like as a. I tried to be as a. What's the word? I tried to be as as logical as possible and tried to be like as. Like I thought that was pretty friendly, honestly.
Yeah. Connection lost. Connection lost. Is it over?
So like some people in chat you're gonna be like, why didn't you go so hard? Because I think
No,
that
no, it's fine.
like why didn't I go so hard? Like why didn't I like Andrew Wilson or anything like
you
that?
don't have to go hard.
The reason why is because I think
No, you didn't need to.
I think I don't have to.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
True.
I don't.
You
It's not because
didn't.
I'm a girl. It's because I don't have to.
Yeah, true.
It's like, what is the point? Like, what is the point of being mean when I can just let them talk? Do you know what I mean? Like, I let them talk, and then they can, like, they could
Yeah.
use their own arguments. There's no reason for me to. There's
True.
no reason for me to, insult or be rude back. Like, I'll just let them, chain themselves on their own arguments, right? So there's no.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, you did really well. There are a few points where you could have. Hold on, wait. There are a few points where you were too eager when you could have let them talk a bit more. Can just jump every chance like in WWE. Oh well, I mean the thing is, I was really trying to understand. I was really trying to understand what the points were. Like to be honest, like I was really doing my best to understand their point of view, right? Because that's kind of I don't know. It's just how I am.
It is
You have too
over.
much grace. I mean.
All right, guys. Well, as Leaflit does the wrap up with her own audience, I'm going to give the wrap up here. I'm going to give it with all of you guys. I'm going to give you my final take. I think this person, some people say they were a troll there to waste time. I think that is true now that I've seen the whole thing. This person did not come to debate. They didn't have any prep ready. They didn't really have anything prepared. And that's why they kept trying to go from topic to topic to topic without any real concrete definitions, without being willing to engage. The person continued to obfuscate and deflect and distract, and they really wanted to get to the trans topic, even though the main core of the topic was about abortion. Because that was the main tweet that this person had a problem with. Now, I think this person probably was correct in the first place that they should not. They should not have engaged in this if they weren't ready to do so. And what a loss! What a loss! What an embarrassing defeat. Leaflit, you did a great job. My dear, you did a great job. You didn't need to be confrontational. You didn't need to be hostile, and you weren't at all. You didn't need to do any of that. You did a fantastic job. I just want to say, amazing. Amazing stuff. So, Leaflit, congratulations. This is a pretty long debate. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And we'll see you next time.